Can't tell me nothing about this crypto. This O-Day, these forensics, strictly for my hackers. Hackers on the grind, I ain't forget you. All my port scanners, all my SQL injectors, my exploit devs.
Hi folks, hope you're all having a good night. It's NCOMMANDER, and it's time for another episode of HACK-ALT-NCOMMANDER. Wow. Today, one of these days my brain will work. What you're seeing on screen is the game FTL, and it's rather fitting because today we're going to talk about Mixer shutting down and the FTL protocol that I designed while I was a contractor for them. And I just realized this did not transition. There we go. The game FTL, and I just realized I muted the audio. I'm a professional streamer. I know what I'm doing. So, for those who don't know, the Mixer is shutting down in July. I believe the date is set for July 20th or something. And I worked at Mixer for an extended period of time, for about 6 months. At the time we called it was Beam. Desktop, come back please. There we go. You know what, I gotta stick this up here so I can see it. So, if we go look at mixer.com right now, yeah, I got a little bit of a late start, of course. You close the tab when you're trying to manipulate it. Brain, work with me today. Always on top. So if we go to mixer.com, and there's a meta level because we are currently July 22nd. But 2 days ago, we basically got this bombshell announcement that Mixer is transitioning to Facebook gaming. Service will end on July 22nd, and keep watching your favorite creators on facebook.gg. And let's just say that the reaction to this was not particularly good. I mean, if you look at the streams that are currently featured, we have plenty of them that are saying, go watch on Twitch. This was followed by a kind of a 1-2 punch of certain revelations coming out about Mixer management that did not portray the company in a good light. I've been having trouble keeping track of it all, but the long story short is there was a lot of allegations regarding racism, and I almost feel like the announcement about the Facebook transition was to bury that news. So, getting more to the point though, is Mixer has something called the FTL streaming protocol. We're not streaming on FTL tonight, because we use Restream, and Mixer only works with FTL only works with Mixer. This was my contribution to the gaming world, so to speak. At the time, Mixer was known as Beam. In fact, you can see it right here. Watch Beam to give you an idea of how old this article is. And we had a custom client. FTL was basically designed to do sub-second latencies in. Hey, Raphael Cruz 13, welcome to the chat. So, FTL was designed to do sub-second latency. Even for people that stream on Twitch, the latency can be anywhere between, the best I've seen is about 5 seconds. For people that watch Side Pocket's Master of Unlocking, which I highly recommend every other Sunday, I've seen the latency spike to 1 to 2 minutes. This is because traditional streaming uses what's called the RMT. Oh, come on, work with me. RMTP. The real-time real-time messaging protocol. This is a very old protocol. It was developed by Macromedia. Remember those guys? Who originally gave the world Flash and Shockwave before it got turned to Adobe. Oh, it's still in the intro video. Did it? There we go. Sorry, I had it in studio mode, and I'm not used to using that. You know, actually, I'm going to go full screen with webcam, because that ain't right. That ain't right at all. Hold on. There we go. Is that better? Sort of. You know, it's easier if I just resize the window to fit OBS. There we go. So, RMTP is kind of the best standard for... I shouldn't say best standard. It is the existing standard that basically all streaming is based off. Apple's used this. I've seen it in basically everything. So, hey, yes, that's a great handle, I just gotta say. So, basically, RMTP was designed in the dial-up era. The only real competition I remember to it, I know there's a few alternatives, was actually Real Player. But RMTP is TCP based, and it suffers from a lot of inherent input lag, either due to network conditions, due to the way the encoder is, or the system lags. FTL, now, for those of us who were big into gaming or were paying attention to the news, you might remember this. So, Twitch plays Pokemon. So, this was the thing that kind of blew the world away and kind of put streaming on the mainstream radar. For those who, who don't remember Twitch plays Pokemon, and it's still around, is basically everyone would type commands in chat, and the player character in Pokemon would move. And this ran for, I want to say it was about 3 to 4 weeks. Yeah, about 3 weeks. Where everyone with a Twitch account could type commands into chat, and the character would move in real time. Except it wasn't actually real time. Twitch Plays Pokemon was such a unique thing that Twitch itself basically melted under the load. There's a talk that basically Twitch had like a team of engineers trying to keep the thing going, because I think at its height it reached like over 1 million concurrent views, which is utterly ridiculous because when you think about the bandwidth. So the biggest problem with Twitch Plays Pokemon and other Twitch Plays games was the input lag. Basically, if you type a command in chat, like if I type A in chat like that, there it goes, A in chat like that, it would take about 45 seconds on average for it to go through. So at the time, FTL was specifically designed to make interactive streaming viable, for something that was more than turn-based. Because the thing about Pokemon, if you're not a game player, if you've never played it, is that the games are turn-based. There's no real-time commands you have to enter. So while annoying, it was manageable. So this was the entire intent of FTL. From the research we had done internally, the humans can perceive 250 milliseconds of latency if they're looking for it. It really comes noticeable at about the 500 milliseconds to 1 second mark. So the entire battle was to try and figure out how to lower this barrier. Now, I wasn't involved with the very initial genesis of this idea. I came into the story a little later. Wrong window. In fact, so for those who know me, let's see here. I used to work at Canonical. And if you know anything about Canonical, they are the makers of Ubuntu. I left Canonical. Thank you, Squirtle. Is it actually showing my apartment? I'm going to be moving in 2 to 3 weeks. That is the wrong window. Why? OBS, you're drunk. Go home. I'm fortunate I saw that because it was showing one of my Discord servers. So I left Canonical early to mid 2015. I don't remember the exact date offhand. And I did a lot of soul searching in my life after that. And I moved to Alaska. Then I came back. I was living in Rochester at the time. And I was getting by with some freelance work, but it wasn't exactly steady income. So I started doing a little bit of sending my resume, and I ended up sending my resume to wrong place. MC Pro Host. No, that is the right place. MC Pro Hosting. They are a Minecraft hosting company, and they had an open job for a system administrator with remote work, which is what I need for various reasons. I didn't know what I was really thinking when I sent them a CV, but I did. So apparently something on my CV caught their attention because I had an interview the following week. And on that interview were the founders of MC Pro Hosting, Matt and James, and I can't remember their last names. It's Matt S. and James B., but I'm drawing a blank. So what I was looking for was a paycheck. I wasn't expecting any sort of glorious work as a system administrator for a Minecraft hosting company, although I did learn quite a few things on that job before I transitioned to Beam, but I'm getting ahead of myself. So while we were talking, I had mentioned that while I was working at Canonical, I did a lot of networking and low latency protocol development because one of... I have to talk around an NDA here, but one of our vendors basically was doing some very low latency work on ARM, and I basically got a crash course in everything you need to know about latency and real-time programming that you need to know but were afraid to ask. That's about the best way I can sum it up. And I don't remember the specifics of that work, so I can't tell if it's still under NDA or not. So anyway, that came out during the interview, and it was like someone had lit Matt on fire. It's like, you know how low latency works? It's like, okay, we're doing this thing at Beam. Mixer used to be called Beam, just for context. The name was changed, but I will refer to him sort of interchangeably at this point. So we're doing this thing at Beam where we want to do low latency video streaming. Are you interested? I said, yes. So what they did is they hired me as a contractor, as a system administrator of MC Pro Hosting. And as soon as they had open headcount on Beam, I would be moved over, which happened about 2 months later. Beam Mixer. Yeah, that's not a bad way to say it. So what Matt had described to me was a system of creating interactive games. I don't think Microsoft retained this. Let me see if I can find it. Because this made gaming news at the this is the other problem with Beam. It's such a common word. Beam Mixer. But the entire idea was basically here it is. Okay, I guess it does survive. I guess they call it Mixplay now. But basically, you can create controls. You would click, and the response would be more or less real time. But what we discussed, so my initial job was figuring out how to make RTMP low latency. Before I got involved, and there was a lot of very talented people at Beam. We were about 6 or 7 people at the time on the technical staff, including Matt and James, although they didn't do too much of the coding work. Of them, I was the only one who really worked in C. It was mostly JavaScript with some Go, if I remember correctly. And I wrote parts of the FTL stack in Go, just so the next person could maintain it after I left. Again, getting ahead of myself. So, this was the entire incentive to make FTL a reality. What had been found out before I got involved was, with careful handpicking, the absolute best that you could get to a browser at the time with using Flash was about 1 to 2 seconds with RTMP ideal circumstances. We don't live in an ideal world, and as any network administrator will tell you, you know what? I'm going to change the soundtrack. We're going to keep the soundtrack from FTL because FTL the game, because it plays a relevant part to the story. But I'm getting a little tired of hearing the intro theme, so I'm just going to play the OST in the background. So there we go, and let's just skip ahead to the first track. Why am I not hearing it? Oh, why is it doing that stupid... So, my microphone has a headphone jack on it, and whenever I unplug the microphone, it has this very annoying tendency to wander. Of course, it's doing this. One of these days, I will get OBS to behave. So, where was I in the recollections? I'm sorry that I don't have slides prepared for this. I've been recovering from a pretty bad head cold, so this is the first day I don't feel completely dead. And for those who were trying to catch me last week, you'll know that I wasn't on stream because I was deader than dead. So, the absolute best circumstances we had discovered with existing technology was that RTMP could get about 1 to 2 seconds with video and audio combined. Now, I worded that very specifically, and for those who know anything about how video encoding works, you'll know why I worded it like that, but there are basically 3 ways that you can get a video in a web browser. The most common, and remember, this is 2015, 2016, the most common at the time was Adobe Flash, and it was at the time, HTML5 was coming out, but browser support was still very iffy, codecs were worse, and the video tag only worked in Chrome and Firefox, and it had separate problems that we'll get into. So Adobe Flash was basically the gold standard. The other way to do it was what's known as WebRTC. WebRTC was basically... it wasn't meant for what we were using it for. It wasn't meant for typical video streaming. It was essentially meant to do face-to-face real-time communication in the web browser. WebRTC is an incredibly complex and arguably overly designed protocol, but it was entirely designed that you could do a voice call, and WebRTC powered Google Hangouts, and I want to say even Zoom uses it. Basically, anything in a web browser that does telephony work is using WebRTC. Yes, I did get a haircut. Yes, Discord uses it. WebRTC is pretty much everywhere these days, but at the time, when did WebRTC first... Yeah, see, Google Hangouts just had moved to it in July 2014, so it had only been out for about a year. Internet Explorer nor Edge supported it at the time. This was a giant headache, but once again, getting ahead of myself. So, stepping back, WebRTC was not, for those who don't know, and this is documented on the FTL website, FTL's last mile is WebRTC. But that wasn't the plan originally. I had looked at WebRTC pretty extensively, and I had concluded it couldn't work. I ended up eating those words pretty hard, but basically what it boiled down to was, could we get Flash to be faster? Or failing that, could we write a new browser plugin? Because at the time, plugins were still supported by all major web browsers. Google Chrome even took it a step further. They had portable NiCad applications, or NiCad and portable NiCad. So, and they were basically pushing this very hard at the time. But doing something with NiCad would leave Firefox out. So we were discussing various options, and basically what it would require is we'd have to write a plugin against what's called NSAPI or Netscape API for Firefox. We would need a COM-based plugin for Internet Explorer, and then we would need something for Chrome, since those were the 3 biggest web browsers at the time. So this was not an appealing option for a lot of reasons. So we were basically... We kind of went into this knowing that the failure was an option, or at least I did. Had I really comprehended all the scope, I would probably come to the conclusion that FTL was impossible. The old joke of people on the internet don't actually, people who know networking have come to the conclusion that the internet should not be possible. It was that sort of thing. And so to try and solve the FTL latency issues, Matt decided to call an all hands. And because Matt was 18 at the time and decided that he really liked Germany, we were going to do the all hands in Germany. And now half the team was there, but so I got on a flight and we went to Berlin. And Matt had rented a very large Airbnb. It was about, I don't know, this was like a 4-bedroom apartment. This thing was ridiculous. And we were basically trying to understand the latency, and we were breaking it down into steps. And then I ran into I found this out by accident. We had a bunch of test footage. Basically, it was Matt playing Minecraft on Hypixel doing the parkour course, basically jumping from block to block. And this was our reference footage to see how far behind we were actually with dealing with latency. And one of the videos was missing audio. And what I realized is on the video that was missing audio, the latency dropped. And I mean, it dropped tremendously. I think we got down to 800 milliseconds, which is still higher than where we wanted, but it was the first time we saw sub-second latency. Now, this was under ideal circumstances on a local network using RTMP. But it was the first realization that there were steps in the encoder pipeline that were causing latency that, there were some give-me's. For those who don't know a lot about video encoding, let's see here. Can I find the right article? The audio under RTMP, audio and video is wrapped together in a process known as muxing or multiplexing. Basically, the video stream and the audio stream are mixed together, and then they are synchronized to each other. Because this was the reason we couldn't use UDP is because, remember, this isn't a web browser. WebSockets WebSockets were around at that point, but there was no way, unless we wrote an entire video encoder in JavaScript, to make this work in a web browser. It was the plan and we were really not expecting to have to make an entirely new streaming protocol to make this work. It actually was fairly late that I realized how much overhead TCP/IP was adding. I knew it was going to be a fair bit, but I didn't think it was about 500 milliseconds, which is what actually turned out to be. So we were looking, what I realized was that the multiplexing required to do for RTMP, or basically any traditional streaming or video codec, was adding about 500 milliseconds to 1 second of latency, give or take. A lot of parameters depended on the type of container. At the time, WebM existed, but it wasn't super common. I want to say OGG was the most common one at the time. So if we streamed with no audio, our latency went down, but it was still not the point we wanted to go for. So I started working backwards, trying to figure out every bit of latency in the system, and I started researching other streaming protocols. That is not the right one. And what I found in my research was RTP, or the Real-Time Transport Protocol. Now, RTP is very different than RMTP. It is essentially a single stream, and it's done under UDP. And what we discovered with RTP is our latency dropped down to the point that it was basically the encoder. That was the only source of latency, and at the time we were at the 500 milliseconds ideal benchmark. So the number was going in the right direction. Now, the standard at the time was H.264. Now, for people who know H.264, it's there was a lot of controversy with this when it was standardized into HTML5 because it is patented. The big advantage of H.264 is that almost all hardware of that era, that is 2015 and quite a few years before, had hardware encoding support. So you could encode H.264 very fast with very low CPU load. But it wasn't free. What we discovered was that a software encoder would actually run faster than a hardware encoder because it had lower latency. In fact, what I discovered is that Google's VP8, which had been around but was only slowly getting places, if you compiled it very specifically using what's called the real-time flag, and you chose very specific encoder and settings, our latency dropped to about about 30 to 40 milliseconds in real time. But the problem here was that we still didn't have a way to use it in the browser. Now, as this says here, you could play VP8 audio with the HTML5 video tag. You can in fact do streaming with the video tag. Using the video tag in the browser had about a 10-second latency lag that we could never solve. And there is a reason for this, specifically due to a quirk in almost every encoder known as keyframes. But we couldn't solve this problem. The video tag was simply not going to work, and we couldn't change the web browser to fix video. So again, we were looking at either a Flash-based solution, which would let us use standard sockets, but Flash was already on the way out at this point. It was still taking its sweet time on its death march, but the writing was on the wall at that point, so it was a last resort. Or writing a new type of plugin for the modern web browsers. So we were basically sitting around Berlin, and this is where FTL the game comes into the story. And basically, I was sitting here, it's like, okay, we have RTP on one hand. The only technology we have on the other hand is WebRTC that could do the low latency video streaming. We knew WebRTC could hit our latency goals, but we didn't know how to marry A and B. There's FTL, both of them stand for faster than light. That is the official name of Mixer's FTL protocol. It is the FTL, faster than light streaming protocol. It is specifically named for the game, and I'm the one who named it. The working name was conned by Matt, and I believe it was called Plex. And the only lesson that I learned from that is we don't let Matt name things. I really like him, I really respect him, but we don't let him name things, because the names he came up with were bad. I don't know if he's watching this stream, I don't think he is, but so we were about 3 or 4 days into this, and I will note that a few of these details are probably a little bit off, just because this is 5 years, and some of the I didn't actually think about this for a long time until after the fact. So I think this is the first time I've recounted this story from start to finish. Most of the folks at 201 at least know parts of it. Now, the other notable fact about me as an individual, I have sleep issues. I have a lot of sleep issues. I was sitting at the kitchen table. It was after dark. It was probably about 11, and we were going nowhere. We were talking around in circles, and I will say that morale was pretty low. So I decided to step out, and at this point, we are going to bring FTL on screen, because we have now reached the point where it becomes relevant. That is the wrong FTL. Where's the right FTL? I closed the right FTL, because I need to actually show a high score. The story, this does become relevant. Game, where are you? There it is. Oh, great, and now I'm having the battle of the soundtracks. Come on. There we go. Yay! Finally, I have something sort of working. So this is FTL the game. Is it showing now? I don't know what the latency is like, so I don't know what your chat messages are like. So, assuming FTL the game is showing on screen, let's take a look at the ship's best. And if we switch to the Federation Cruiser, I was playing the Federation Sea Cruiser that night. It's a notoriously difficult ship in FTL. I think this is my 4th win. And yes, I did in fact win. And while I was playing FTL, I realized something. There was a way to marry RTP to WebRTC, and this is something I had thoughts about, but I hadn't realized exactly how to do it. The reason is that WebRTC, at its very core, are RTP streams. Basically, the protocol that was giving us low latency is what powers WebRTC. Now, WebRTC has a ton of CRUD on top of it, but if you do it right, you can marry the output of a standard video encoder that is streaming RTP. FMmpeg will in fact do this. And if you have something to fake a WebRTC handshake, you can marry the two. And suddenly we had hit our latency goals. I believe the very first FTL stream that we'd done in ideal conditions. And when I say ideal conditions, I mean we were using 4G because the apartment Wi-Fi was so bad. I think we were about 100 milliseconds, and we found that with very good hardware, the bottleneck was the hardware. With top-of-the-line hardware at the time, which basically only me and Matt had, we could get up to 50 milliseconds, which is about as low as you are going to go. So this is where the name FTL came from, because I had the revelation of how to marry our video encoder to WebRTC while playing FTL. And the name kind of stuck because it was like literal magic. The very first stream on Beam that featured FTL was called FTL on FTL, and I was playing FTL. And I did really horribly, I remember this, but it was the first proof that this could actually work. Now, if we go, I'm not sure the easiest way to show this. One big thing about Mixer is they have multiple ingest points on their network. Basically, you connect to the closest ingest point, and then they have very good backhaul to all their points of presence. This is basically CDN for video streaming. So the FTL and FTL stream proved that this could work over the public internet, and it worked fairly well. It wasn't perfect. Browser support for WebRTC was pretty shaky at the time, but it worked for about 3/4 of reviewers, and we found ways to have a fallback, granted not at low latency, if your browser could not support WebRTC. Now, part of what makes WebRTC so fast is if we switch back to my web browser, and this is probably going to go all stupid. Well, it sort of went all stupid. Let's see here. Yeah. Yeah, no, from a technical point of view, as far as latency, at least as far as FTL goes, yeah, they're pulling the plug. FTL never really managed in its original mission goals. I'm going to skip ahead a bit to directly respond to this. So, as I said originally, FTL was basically designed to do interactive gaming. I know that there was a lot of game creators that were interested in FTL and Beam Plays. I believe that was... I don't remember what the actual name was. I know they call it Mixed Play now, and I know we had a different name for it, but this is what I remember it as. There was a lot of game vendors that were interested in FTL. If we actually go to... is it Mixer FTL SDK? And I'll drop this link in chat. Yeah, it's here. Oh, and I got the new GitHub. That makes me sad. So... This was my handiwork. So the idea was that game vendors, because this was written entirely for them, would use the FTL SDK to add the ability to stream FTL from their games right into the web browser. Now, as far as I know, the only thing that actually used this was Open Broadcast Studio, and you can see I'm still in the copyright file. So, yay. Like, I was the only one that really had experience working with third-party developers at Beam. So, I basically convinced Matt that we had to do this under an open source license. We had to be as open about how the magic works. I've always been surprised that Twitch never did their own version of FTL. once we proved that it was possible, they should have been able to copy it. It really, if we actually turn back the history on the FTL repository, if you look at the README, it doesn't say anything about how FTL works. But if you look at my original README, and we're going to have to really turn back the clock here. Oh, this is... Did they... What happened? Okay, there we go. So if we go back and look at my last commit before I left the company, which has the original FTL protocol README, it basically talks about how this works in depth. And this has always been... Microsoft removed this after the transition, but I'm getting ahead of myself. So this basically was... This is how FTL works. I had intended FTL as an open protocol. I hadn't really fought the battle to do so, and there was no formal protocol documents. What you're seeing here is basically the protocol document, because we were iterating on this so fast. No, it's fine. It's fine. That what existed was code. The only part that I don't think ever got published publicly of the original FTL implementation was the Styx daemon, and that was so specific to how Beam worked that it would have been fairly useless. Yeah, well, my biggest regret is I couldn't get the protocol documentation written and out there before the Mixer, before Beam became Mixer. How do I word this? I was an independent contractor for Beam, and I technically was under contract to MC Pro Hosting. To keep my job with Mixer, I would have been forced to relocate to Seattle and work 9 to 5 out of an office. For a lot of reasons, that wasn't practical for me. So, I was let go. I don't have any hard feelings about it, and it was a very good period in my life, and doing FTL really was probably one of the most rewarding things I'd done. I've been attached to quite a few projects that never saw the light of day, so actually seeing FTL ship was really a highlight of my engineering career. And I didn't really realize at the time, but the team we had at Beam was incredibly talented. So I do have some theories on why Twitch never implemented FTL. And the thing is that other people have reverse engineered the protocol. Restream supports FTL. So, well, this was 4 years ago, Trigger Talks. This wasn't, look at the dates on this repository, 4 to 5 years ago. I believe my contract with Beam ended March 1st, 2015. So, yeah, it was a while ago. So, let's get back to the original story. So, where I picked up was FTL on FTL, which was the first public stream that showed that FTL could work on the internet. Then we had to do a little bit of load testing. Now, FTL there was no OBS for FTL. FTL was such a radical departure from basically everything that the only way you could actually stream FTL was with the ffmpeg command. And if I remember correctly, the command was so stupidly long that you had to be running Windows 7 because it was longer than the command line limits on Windows XP. Windows XP was still supported at the time, just to put this all in context. So, Matt, for those who play Minecraft, you might have heard of something called Hermitcraft. And for those who have heard of Hermitcraft, you might have heard of Impulse SV. He's one of the largest... he's not the largest, but he was one of the largest Hermitcraft players. He has a very large community and a very large following on Twitch. But he used to stream on Mixer, and in fact, I don't know how Matt did this, but Matt convinced Impulse to do a bunch of streams using the FTL testbed. That meant he couldn't use OBS or XSplit. I think he used XSplit. and I was basically with him on Skype, basically preventing the server from self-destructing. But we hit about 150. I think the record FTL at the time was 150 concurrent views, and it was basically a giant stress test to see if the stack would implode, and it didn't. That was the most amazing thing. It basically worked on the first try. Now, sadly, these early streams were not saved because we had no way of... FTL was completely incompatible with transcoding. Again, it was basically incompatible with transcoding, and it was very difficult to record it to a file. We did a very hacky thing to get around this problem, but getting ahead of us. So the impulse test was the proof that we could handle large amounts of users. Now, Beam was still very small. A stream of 100 viewers was stupidly large by our standards. Now, I don't know when Microsoft came knocking. I'm guessing it happened in the background somewhere about this. I know I came aware of it about 3 months before it happened, but I'm not the person that... I don't know the details of it. So, basically, Matt was basically working with a lot of game vendors to basically make interactive versions of their game. I remember... Specifically, there was an entire interactive version of Pokemon Emerald that was much more refined than Twitch-placed Pokemon because you could make interactions. We were able to do something like the tile puzzle in that because the latency was manageable. But FTL had some problems. Hey, Sane My Ninjas, we are talking about FTL and basically the demise of Mixer. So, FTL was my contribution to the game streaming world, and we were just at the point that FTL was having its first public tests. So the biggest problem with the Impulse streams was that Impulse could not use OBS, or XSplit, or anything. And it wasn't trivial to retrofit this. Because FTL streams are not what's called muxed, you had to run two separate FFmpeg instances, and you had to do the streams concurrently. You could not do it as a single pass. OBS at the time had no way of supporting this. So, and the way to make FTL bridge the gap, to use a term I think I picked up at Canonical, we had what was called, what I created was called Tachyon. So basically, I did here it is. I did a giant root canal to Open Broadcast Studio, and I made a custom build for it for Beam that we called Tachyon. Yep, here it is. It's a rewrite of, okay, so apparently I never changed the README file. But this basically gave you all the functionality of OBS, but it was capable of streaming, FTL. In fact, that's all it could do. I had to remove the video recording functionality. I had to remove support for other services. I had to gut this thing down, and then I had to do a lot of painful hacking because I had to write patches for FFmpeg. I had to write patches for Google's video encoder. It was basically smash your head in repeatedly. I think it's... Let's see here. There was some really cute bugs that I remember. Let's see here. They might be in the close. Like, to get the browser plugin working required compiling Chromium from source code, and I think I lost a week of my life trying to do that. It wasn't pretty. But in the end, we had this very shiny package that you could basically take Tachyon, install it on your computer. You had OBS with all the major plugins, and you could stream FTL and have sub-second latency. And what turned out is that FTL was most popular with streamers that had powerful rigs and wanted to be able to talk with their community in real time. So it actually was a lot of the smaller streams that could deal with their chat in real time. There is a point that once you go past a certain number of viewers, you can't really interact with your stream in real time. So those streamers would stay on RTMP. The other problem with FTL was it was very painful on computer hardware. I believe the minimum specifications for doing a 1080p, you basically need the top-of-the-line i7, and mineral cooling was not a bad idea, and I'm not even being sarcastic. It was ridiculous on what the system load for FTL was. I believe the default, what we set Tachyon to, was 720p, because more computers could support that without imploding. And it also made some games run very badly, because FTL would go nom 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 on your CPU, and some games really don't like it when they have to share processor time. Minecraft! Oh, I'm sorry, did I say that out loud? So, yeah, modded Minecraft with FTL. That was more like frames per second than seconds per frame, because modded Minecraft is a notorious memory and CPU hog, and FTL was just a CPU hog. So yeah, there was a few FTL failures in the early days, but we were learning how to do it. So about this time, Microsoft basically said, yes, here's a bunch of money, we want Beam, but we can't get the rights to Beam worldwide, so we're going to call it Mixer. So that's basically what happened. Microsoft was very much pushing their... I was not the guy in the room. I don't know the details. Most of this I actually found out after the fact. So Microsoft basically wanted Beam to compete with Twitch, because Twitch was the... YouTube at the time didn't even have streaming, if I remember correctly. Google Video was actually the streaming option. That feature did not end up in YouTube for a really long time. There was a few other sites around, but yeah, it was basically Twitch or bust for video streaming. There was no DLive, there was no Periscope. It was kind of a dark era. You know, I have problems with Twitch, but, you know, at the very least there are alternatives, although the loss of Mixer hurts. But the idea was that Mixer would directly integrate into Xbox and be a one-stop shop for getting Xbox streamers on air. Now, you could use Twitch with Xbox One. This, let me be clear. This was Xbox One or greater by installing the Twitch app. But Mixer came installed in the box. And I know a lot of Mixer streamers got started because they had an Xbox and decided to do this live streaming thing. So that was what Microsoft wanted, and I don't want to say it died, but the focus on interactive games never really materialized. I don't know if that's because Microsoft basically decided we don't care or whatnot. Now, FTL stayed as part of Mixer, but it really was never built on from where I left it. The Xbox One never used FTL, which actually surprised me when I took a closer look at it. Although that, in hindsight, makes a fair bit of sense. One of the big changes, Microsoft did make one big change to FTL. The original FTL implementation used VP8. Microsoft changed it to use H.264. I suspect a lot of this was they had hardware for this. DirectX can do this accelerated, and in fact, DirectX can do this very fast. So I do think that was part of it, and H.264 was better supported by browsers than VP8. Excuse me. Like, Microsoft's own WebRTC implementation didn't actually support VP8 originally. I remember there was a giant pain point here. So if we skip ahead back to the present day, you can see very clearly where Microsoft made changes, because I use a very distinct coding style. If we pull up FTL, see, I use Doxygen comments, and I use K and RC syntax highlighting. So you can see every bit I added, and then you can see where Microsoft added things, because those don't have Doxygen comments. It's really quite remarkable if you look at history. Like, this is all stuff I added, and then you can see all the stuff Microsoft added, like a built-in speed test. So I always have gotten the impression that Microsoft didn't know what to do with FTL. They had no reason to remove it, but they had no reason to really build upon it. And I suspect a lot of that is because Xbox One simply did not have enough horsepower. Even speaking from 2020 standards, doing an FTL stream is much more taxing on the hardware than RTMP. The reason for this is that FTL streaming is what's called a hard real-time problem. You have to be able to encode streams with a certain amount of microseconds before you can send it off on network. RTMP can introduce artificial delays to allow slower hardware to build up. This is part of what causes RTMP latency. It's also why RTMP streams over a period of time tend to get laggier and laggier, because delays start accumulating over time. Excuse me. So I do wonder if that's part of why Microsoft didn't go down that road. As for Twitch, I suspect the main reason is one of the large problems with FTL was you need to have very clever back-end routing not to crush your infrastructure, and I did a lot of magic to make that work, including rewriting UDP packets in real time. The amount of real-time programming I did at Beam was stupid, because I was hired as a system administrator. It's actually on the input end. Let me go full screen so I can show this. If you look here in OBS, you can see drop frames. This is set moments where RTMP burped and a little bit of latency got added to my stream to compensate. So if you're on I'm on very good hardware. I'm on a Ryzen system. But if I tried this on my laptop, this number would keep going steadily up, and it would basically be causing more and more latency over time, because I'm streaming at 1080p at 60 frames a second. If you've got a weaker system, RTMP will introduce delays on the streamer end to allow the system to catch up. Additional latency is also added because you can only join an RTMP stream at what's called a keyframe interval. I won't go into the nitty-gritty about that because it's a really kind of boring and technical reason why that is. It is a valid reason, but keyframes only get sent every few seconds, but this is what causes the spinner for that when you try loading a stream initially, because you're waiting for your TCP/IP, you're waiting for the stream to catch up to a keyframe. And then once you hit a keyframe, you have a synchronization point and you can start decoding data from that point forward. So RTMP was designed to work over dial-up with Pentium computers. And to be, I really feel dirty saying this, but Macromedia and Adobe did an outstanding technical engineering job of RTMP. It really works very well, unless you care about latency. Then it's kind of crap. That's really my takeaway from this. And even then, it's not horrible. I mean, unless you're doing something super interactive, a small amount of latency is almost always acceptable. And then if you take it a step forward, RTMP is used by Netflix to send videos. Latency there doesn't matter because you're just playing a video back. You're not streaming something. You're not streaming. The source content is not being generated in real time. So that is sort of option one. Is I think Twitch may have looked at it and basically went meh. The other problem is that FTL requires very clever back-end coding. I think I was saying that beforehand. Part of what I had to do to make FTL work on Beam's data centers is I literally had to be rewriting UDP packets in real time, and there was a fairly high internal. How do I explain that? High internal cost of this because it was a lot higher than an RTMP stream. I would say probably as far as backend resources, one FTL stream was about the same as 3 to 4 RTMP streams, because both ends of the conversation had to be working in real time. If the ingest server begins lagging in RTMP, it just adds latency. It doesn't cause the whole thing to go. And the RTMP ingest can be very stupid. To ingest FTL, I had to build a lot of brains into it. I don't remember how much code it was. I remember it was written in Go. It was called Sticks, and it made me both. It really made a bad. It really made me dislike Golang because I had to deal with a lot of stupid things in Go to make this work. And what I learned is that channels suck for latency, and Go routines are. Basically, you have a really cool thing called Go routines around a really crippled language. That was my takeaway from Go. So, but as far as I know, Microsoft used that pretty much right up to the end, because if you look at their commit messages, they reference the internal components. I looked at this repository the other day. I might have to go further back, but they reference components as of like a year ago that I wrote for Mixer. So, it kind of makes me happy to know that code I wrote lasted in production right up until the product got shot in the head. So, I think a lot of it is that Microsoft just did not want to have interactive game-based streams. I mean, their big focus was Xbox One gaming, and then later was Universal Windows apps. So, yeah. I will actually be very surprised if Facebook Gaming keeps FTL. I mean, I am expecting that when Mixer goes, that's it for low latency streaming. If Facebook keeps it, I will be really surprised. I'm a little bit irked that technology I developed is owned by Facebook now. It's it's not like I developed video surveillance. I developed a way of sending video very fast from point A to many point Bs. But, but just as a hacker, I feel unclean is about the best way I can sum it up. Because we have all seen what Facebook has been doing in the last, since always. So, yeah, there's nothing I can do about it. I had intended FTL as an open protocol, and had it reached that lofty goal, Twitch, Facebook Gaming, YouTube may have all implemented FTL, or it may have just sat on the vine. I really don't know. What I do know is Microsoft they never got rid of it, but they never really emphasized it as the killer feature of Mixer. It used to be when you went to Mixer, or I should say it was Beam. I think this went away in the first redesign. FTL streams used to have a special badge. So because of the way I was hired for Beam, the code was actually still under my copyright. I don't believe I ever signed a copyright assignment, but I all put it under open source licenses. So it's basically, Tachyon was GPL v2 because that's what OBS was. I go back to, but all of it was under 2-clause MIT, if I remember correctly. GPL v3 was a thing at the time, but we didn't want, the main reason I went with such a permissive license was, frankly, Apache 2 licenses and anything with patent clauses is a kiss of death for a lot of commercial projects. Like, if you want to use FTL with something built on Unreal, the patent grants with FTL, the patent release stuff in like Apache 2 license or FTL may have prevented that from actually happening, because Epic has some pretty ridiculous terms in the Unreal SDK. You can look them up if you want. So I basically went as open as you can without putting it in the public domain, because we did want the I can't revoke the license. The only way the license gets revoked is if they violate the terms of it, and they haven't. They left my names in the credits, which is all you have to do. So, and I wouldn't even feel right stopping them, because when you write code, especially when you're writing what I call standard compliant code, even though FTL never became a standard, it was intended to become one. You want your code as liberal as possible because you want the standard to be adopted. Now, that didn't happen with FTL, but it could have. There's an alternate reality where FTL supplanted RTMP as the predominant video streaming protocol. And in that case, I would expect Mixer, I would expect Twitch, I would expect YouTube. I expect all the above to be built on the FTL reference codebase or re-implemented from scratch. So, no, I don't. I feel a little irked that the only FTL implementation in existence is at Facebook, and I can't see Facebook trying to push this as an open standard. But I don't regret the choice of licensing, and I wouldn't revoke it even if I could. And people may disagree with me on that, but this is what I did. This is basically what was chosen to basically get FTL to go as far and as fast as possible. And even if I had to do it all over again, the only real difference I would have made was making sure that the FTL was properly documented from start to finish. There is no internal protocol doc, or there wasn't one that I wrote that explains how it all works, and made sure that protocol document went as far and as wide as possible. That is the only thing I would have done, and I would have done that anyway, had my time at being lasted longer than it had. So I'm not that salty about it. I'm not salty about it at all. I'm irked, but that's more because Facebook bothers me more than anything else. I mean, of course, the stream decides to glitch out. I mean, if you look at Mixer, basically most of their community is basically gone. F you, Facebook, we're not going there. A couple of the larger streamers are still on the fence, but I mean, when you see Mixer always puts the largest stream basically here on top, and when that is the largest stream, what is this telling you about how people on Mixer look at FTL? So, how people at Mixer look at Facebook gaming. I know a lot of the partnered people are on the fence because, as far as I know, you have to build up your following on Twitch to get partner status. You can't just take it from another service. There's no matching. And even when you switch services, you tend to lose a lot of your viewers. That was something we saw a lot from people coming from Twitch to Mixer. Lost a good bit of their viewership. But brain work, please. Yes, now. The worst part about this is I don't think they were going to announce this publicly. I think the only reason the Mixer is transitioning to Facebook gaming was to get all the bad press Mixer was having out of there. Microsoft basically said, here's a lot of bad press coming. We're already getting rid of this. When Beam was going to become Mixer, it was broadcast well in advance of it actually happening, so anyone could get off. They are giving streamers less than a month to get off the platform, or become part of Facebook gaming. And there's been a lot. When this news dropped, I spent most of the night on Mixer going from stream to stream. Like, Ghost from Texas was one of the very first streamers on Beam, and I worked with him. He was one of our beta testers for FTL, and we basically had a moment where, he remembered me with a gold name in chat because on Mixer, the chat is color-coded and gold is given to staff members. So, and we were talking about FTL and such. I mean, keep looking. Twitch. This one is going to Twitch and Facebook. Basically, the entire community basically went, we got screwed over. And there's a lot of people that are going to lose their livelihoods over this. I don't know the specifics of Mixer's partner program. I do roughly know how the Beam one worked, and I don't know how much changed. But basically, you get a cut of advertising revenue if you are partnered, and the partner requirements are pretty high. You need to have X streams per month, X concurrent viewers. I could probably see it if I signed in, but I kind of don't want to. No, I know on Twitch it's very high. I think you need to have it's an average of 25 concurrent viewers. You need to have stream X times per month, and there's a lot of legal documents involved. So, but it is possible to live full-time off that revenue, especially if you're a larger channel or if you live somewhere with a relatively low cost of living. It's the same way how people make a full-time living off YouTube. And there's a lot of people that are going to get screwed over by this. I don't have anything good to say about this. It's, what I do know about business deals is that for this to have happened, this was in progress for at least 6 months, if not a full year, before it would have come into effect. So by announcing this so late, I get the feeling that Microsoft basically was going to dump their entire community on Facebook gaming without warning. And the only reason the news dropped was because of the racist allegations within Mixer and the leaked Mixer town hall that was really painful to watch. I am not going to link it. I'm not going to show it on camera because, frankly, what I did watch that video, and it was just painful because it was such a disconnect from the Beam that I started with to what it became. And it really kind of made me sick. I've seen a lot of bullshit in corporate. It's the reason I don't work in a corporate environment anymore. I work as a freelancer. If I ever become successful on my YouTube channel or as a streamer, I'll supplement that income from the YouTube or Twitch partner program, not counting the DEF CON 201 streams. These streams are for charity, but I do sometimes stream on my own channel. But I saw some, I don't want to say shady stuff, but it really tested my morals very badly. Facts being dumped here in stream. I was not fired from Canonical, but I quit because I could not deal with what it had become. Because the Canonical I joined in 2009 was not the same company I had left, and I just see what had happened with Mixer, and I'm sorry, folks. I'm getting a little emotional here because it really hit a sore spot. When I left Canonical, I was living in Oregon at the time. And I had moved back from Oregon to New York City. And it had reached a point that I couldn't live with myself. There was nothing individually wrong, but it was enough things that really had rubbed me the wrong way that I quit. And all those decisions, let me make this clear just in the context of where we are in 2020. None of those decisions, none of this was related to racism or harassment in the workplace, or at least none that I ever saw. If there's a lot of things I could say about Canonical, but I never saw anything like that in the company. Probably because Canonical was very worldwide based, and there was a lot of very talented people there. But there were certain business decisions, and I may talk about this on a later stream. I have to emotionally steel myself to be able to talk about this. Most of the 201 crew knows the full story, but there were certain decisions made that I didn't want to be a part of it, so I quit. And I had to do a lot of soul searching after I left Canonical. I packed up everything, and I went about as far as I could. I landed in Anchorage, Alaska, and I stayed there for almost a full year, living off my savings, and deciding if I was going to still work in tech. Let me change this just so it's webcam view because I'm not showing anything on stream. So, and I ultimately decided I would continue as a freelancer, but if I ever reached the point that I had to check my moral compass, I would leave a job. Now, I have fortunately not been put in that position since. But if I was still at Mixer, I'm pretty sure that history would have played out a second time, because when I saw that leaked video, it was really quite sear. Thanks, Side Pocket. Wow, my webcam is having issues tonight. Apparently, I'm blurry cam tonight. So, give me a moment to recompose myself, because I wasn't planning on talking about Canonical tonight, and I might talk about this more in depth, because there was one other major incident that I ultimately ended up walking away from the community because it was too toxic. But I'm not ready to have that conversation on stream yet. And talking about this on stream, I legitimately have to worry if I'm burning my bridges, because employers already don't like me because, this isn't secret. I have health issues. I specifically have a sleep disorder that it's called non-24 sleep-wake, and I can't work a 9-to-5 job. I literally cannot. Hell, sometimes getting up for the stream is something of a magic trick, and this is a once-a-week thing. And as we saw, I missed last week. So, if one of my things blows up, it's like time of death, end commander's career in 3, 2, 1. There is, in fact, quite a bit of drama on a contract I was supposed to start. I am not going into details about this because this particular incident may resolve itself. But if it doesn't, I will talk about it then. If it does, I'm not going to throw anyone under the bus for something that didn't happen. Yeah, let's get Side Pocket on Discord. So, if nothing else, you guys... Oh, sorry. Diet Coke decided to come back and say hello. Let me get Side Pocket on Discord. And I need to step away from the keyboard for a moment, just so I will let Side Pocket entertain the crowd. Testing, 1, 2, 3. This is the voice of World Control.
Ahoy, can you hear me?
I can hear you. I'm not sure if the stream can hear you.
Okay.
Let's wait for confirmation that you are being heard, and then I will step away from the keyboard for a minute.
Hello.
Hello. Anyone? Can anyone in chat hear Mr. Side Pocket?
Because I'm still in the stream right now. I can't. Here we go. I hear that. There we go. There was a delay. I think it works.
Okay, yeah, it works. So I'm going to step away from the keyboard for a moment. Side Pocket will keep you entertained while that happens.
Oh boy, no pressure on me. Hello, everyone out there. This is Side Pocket. I'm one of the co-founders of DEF CON 201. I'm using my normal computer as opposed to the workhorse for this call because we don't have Discord set up on the main streaming machine here in the hacker apartment. But I can see the restream in real time, and NCOMMANDER usually has to step out, probably smoking or something. But I just wanted to make some comments on this. I'll probably reiterate some of it for NCOMMANDER when he gets back, because I want to know what he hears. Because while I wasn't involved with Mixer, some people know that when I was younger, in like my late teens to early 20s, I actually used to make video games. And that I also used to, I've had interactions with Microsoft in the past. None of them really bad, but it's just, I kind of know, I kind of have the view of this from like someone who used to work in like the video game industry and who just follows tech. And it's, it's sort of fascinating. I think I don't know if anyone out there is on Mixer right now, but it's kind of, I'm someone who went through like when Vine shut down,
I'm back.
which most of that was kind of the insert the critic reviews where Katz gets hit by a burning bus and people said nothing of value was lost. I mean, YouTube basically gained Logan Paul when that happened. Enough said of what that platform was like. But it's just so bizarre seeing this, and what's really kind of sad is just looking at Mixer right now and just how like everyone is just putting up links to their other stuff and no one's streaming, despite that the service is still going to be up on by the 22nd. And I agree with NCOMMANDER from pieces that I saw that, with someone like Ninja and Shroud, where they're kind of like vultures, they kind of ran away with all the money. But like for a lot of these like mid streamers and stuff, this is sad because, despite the whole racism stuff, I always heard about how like small the Mixer community was and how everyone knew each other. And even Ninja, apparently, when it shut down, he was rebroadcasting other streams, people reacting to the news and, trying to help them through. And I've also been on Twitch and I've seen people do guides for Mixer of like how to get on board, but it's just so sad of like PR wise how last minute this announcement kind of seemed, even though, as I agree with you, it probably was a 2 to 6 months business deliberation.
Yeah, well, actually, you just reminded me of something. For those of us who were on Mixer in any significant way, there is the Matt Cactus story, which actually also happened during the same meeting in Berlin, which Matt... Most people forget my role in this story, but I want to give you an idea of what the Mixer community was like. So in the very early days of Mixer, the only emojis were the global ones, and anything that we did, we were very public about. We used to stream most of our meetings. FTL was being done in private because we didn't want to promise something that we couldn't deliver on, because failure was an option. But while we were in Berlin, Matt got drunk. Matt was the CEO of the company, and Matt got very drunk. For those who've never been to Germany, German beer is very powerful. And in the apartment, there was a cactus. And there was this very large cactus along the stairwell. Now, I wasn't in the room when this happened, but I've heard two varying accounts. Either Matt fell into the cactus, or Matt decided to hug the cactus. Regardless, I know what happened immediately after. As I hear Matt screaming his head off, I come running in. The rest of the team is behind me, and Matt basically has a cactus on his face. The quills of the cactus right here on his brow. Matt is, like I said, Matt is completely drunk. So, if I remember correctly, Connor was holding him, and I'm the only one with medical training in the room because we didn't want to have to call 999 to explain to the German authorities why the CEO of the company had a cactus in his head. So I was still a new hire, so I am sitting there with tweezers, removing the quills.
You should have told them that he was just happy to see them.
This was like 2 a.m, and this was while I was playing FTL that the cactus happened. So I am sitting there doing this to Matt and trying to reassure him in my firefighter EMT voice that he is not going to die because he hugged a cactus. And we were told that this story should not be told publicly. As far as I know, everyone in the community knew about it within about 4 hours. And there was
sounds like something that happens in this apartment. So.
And a global cactus emoji was added with the next site update.
Oh man, I like this. It's cactuses and beer and bodily harm. One thing that I have noticed, though, because I've been like reading Windows Central and been doing a lot of research, apparently, like, I was talking to G.I. Jack about this earlier. I feel that, like, Microsoft might once again jump out of a frying pan into the fire, because, as a bunch of people pointed out, like, if you looked at, particularly during COVID, the numbers for Mixer compared to the other services, it barely grew, and that was kind of like the writing on the wall. But I think there's a misconception that Microsoft has because they're Microsoft that everyone's going to jump onto Facebook gaming, even with the incentives. Because even if you look at the front page of Mixer, everyone seems to be moving back to Twitch. Some are canceling altogether, some to YouTube. You can literally count on one hand that counts on Facebook gaming. And when publications reached out to why weren't they moving to Facebook gaming, there's a myriad of reasons, but one of them is simply just when they think of Facebook, they think of data impersonator Mark Zuckerberg doing all of his back promises and how Facebook sells your data and how they really entwine it into your personal information. And none of them, despite them being quote casual gamers, they're not hackers. They all know about that. That's how Facebook is seen. It reminds me a lot of when Zoom had their CEO blurt out, it wasn't just that, we're not going to do end-to-end encryption, but their excuse was, we don't want to do it because we want to help law enforcement at the exact right moment when no one liked the law enforcement globally. So I feel like Microsoft's done a similar thing again where they've announced, that they want to go on to Facebook at a time where I think Facebook couldn't be honestly more hated. So I feel like it might, we have to see how they grow this, but this might cause some degree of backlash on their Xbox Series X brand before they even come out with the machines. It's just ridiculous.
So, adding my 2 cents to this, what I suspect happened is that this was going to be a stealth change, and the thing is that for Microsoft, if they got paid a lump sum for Mixer and that contract didn't say anything about the people using the platform, they're going to laugh all the way to the bank. And I have to wonder if part of that is why they cut Ninja and a couple of the other streamers loose, because they were allowed to keep the money and run. And I can't blame Ninja here. I don't even think he did anything wrong. I mean, signing a contract for exclusivity, fine. Microsoft cut him loose.
It's kind of fascinating in hindsight because, as one of my friends pointed out, it's interesting how, if I remember correctly, Facebook and Twitch and Mixer were all trying to buy streamers. If I remember correctly, outside of Facebook, and I honestly don't trust Facebook Gaming's numbers because I think it's because, one, it's very new, and two, almost a lot of people are on Facebook, so I think a lot of that growth is because they're new, and it more represents the Facebook platform where random videos pop up and there's a billion users. I honestly think probably in a couple of months they might hit a plateau with that, and then they're going to not be dead but languishing. YouTube has an interesting strategy where instead of, which I think is wiser, is instead of buying out individual users, they're buying the content that it runs on. Because, for example, Twitch, I know, while Twitch was popular, there's 2 games that basically run Twitch. All the MOBAs, particularly League of Legends, and then their second place is Counter-Strike. And so what YouTube did, if I remember correctly, is I believe they have the exclusive rights in order to broadcast the Call of Duty tournaments. And they've had ridiculous growth on that. So it's kind of also fascinating to see all these different services, DLive and all the other people we're streaming on, trying to get individual users when those can come and go, or they might say something racist and it plateaus, when in reality you kind of, it's like the razor and blade model. You want to get the base pyramid. It's the same thing in tech where, yeah, you could release a web browser, but if you own the hardware, you can put any content that you want on it. So instead of just trying to get a few individual streamers, it's fascinating to watch YouTube's strategy of getting the actual content that's broadcasted, So that's sort of another thing on that. I just see the whole situation as basically it's all the users got fucked. And real quick, that also worries me because I'm already seeing some mid-level companies look at that and being you see how quickly Microsoft just dumped one of what they kept touting and building as one of their key features. So they're if they can screw over their users and basically make a half-ass announcement overnight, how are they going to treat the other business partners, And this is starting to get red flags of Xbox One all over again. So it'll be interesting to see how this plays out because even though Sony is not lighting anything on fire and Switch is kind of doing well and PC gaming's kind of having a renaissance, well, we'll see what happens. I mean, it's 2020. It seems like everything's going wrong and Mixer is the new part of it.
Well, to add my 2 cents here, I get the entire feeling that Microsoft's Xbox division, and there's no insider information here. This is basically they have absolutely no idea what they're doing. I mean, that was side pocket. What was your reaction when they announced their DRM scheme for the Xbox One? Remember that?
I was horrified but not surprised because I can really sum up the entirety of Xbox One's development behind the scene. Basically, between Xbox 360 and Xbox One, it was mainly when Don Matrick was in charge. That's why they fired him along with Bomber and everyone else when what was it called, the Long Knives of 2013 before holiday season. That basically Microsoft Game Studios was kind of gutted. They were like demoted to just approving what game licenses. They weren't really developing anything internally. And basically the Xbox One, which was the problem, was for the first time designed by all the other divisions of Microsoft. So the people who built Skype had a lot of say, for example, in Xbox One design, as well as the Windows operating system design team, which is, if you have a big platform, that's fine. But the previous two Xboxes, you could tell, even by their marketing, were very gamer-focused, both in hardware design, the type of software and everything, because that's what Xbox gaming was, especially with all their experience in PC gaming. And then what dropped the ball was in Xbox One, they basically curbline. They were like, okay, that was nice. You helped us get to this point. Now we, as the professional company, is going to go in and dictate, which is why when they showed off that TV thing, I was laughing at it, but I wasn't surprised because that's the rest of the Microsoft division. And between that and the beginning rough stages of Surface, that really put, worse than losing money, what it did to Microsoft was that was the first true real damage to their brand. And they've been making small steps to recover, especially Phil Spencer, but they haven't ever fully recovered from that since. That was like the 1-2 punch where even if they had Windows, in my opinion, it didn't even quite matter because, again, the way Microsoft is seen now, kind of almost like the way Google's beginning to be seen, is Microsoft could come up with like world peace or like a battery that outputs more energy than it takes in, but no one will buy it because it's Microsoft. Like basically all their bad will over the years, with the final straw being the gaming division, has caught up to them. And so to me, I understand them focusing on Facebook gaming, but there could have been so many marketing ways, in my opinion, to express this than how they did. So I do see this as a press F in chat for both respects and for fail. And I kind of also wonder to some degree how much COVID-19's been impacting it, because while Microsoft, I've heard, is and I promise I have to check food so I won't be a Papa's windbag, that as much as Microsoft, from what I've heard out of most of the major companies, particularly the video game companies, have apparently that a lot of their divisions already work remote, so they're in better standing. I kind of wonder how much of it has actually been impacted in terms of at least the marketing side with COVID-19, because all marketing departments across the world have been hit because of this sort of stuff. So there's been a lot of communication blunders lately.
You just remind me of the last bit with my FTL story. So about a year after I left Mixer, I had a recruiter call me for my old job back, and I had to turn them down for exactly the same reasons. That I couldn't work 9 to 5 out of an office in Seattle. And as far as I know, that requirement is still in effect right up until COVID happened. So,
yeah, like I know particularly Japanese companies are really struggling right now because while they can develop remotely, all of their business dealings they're traditionally done face to face. So they've been in crisis mode right now. There was something quick I was going to say before I checked on my food. This is very interesting stuff, and what I really feel sad about is, again, when we finally linked up to Mixer, that's when I first tried it, and I really like the broadcast quality, and I can easily download it. It seemed like basically the only reason why Mixer failed is because Microsoft owned it. Like, that's just my opinion from interacting with it. I think it is in the hands of almost any. And also, real quick, I understand why Microsoft went to Facebook gaming, because Amazon is beginning to throw their hat into the gaming world, and they own Twitch. And even though they haven't capitalized on it yet, despite promising it, Google is trying to make ways with Stadia, and their main platform they want to do that with is YouTube because they own it. So if they weren't going to build something proprietary, they needed a third platform. And because DLive is, I guess, DLive, they went towards Facebook gaming. But again, the issue is that, as someone who uses Facebook, nobody likes Facebook right now. So this is like, just throw this on the rest of the pile for 2019 of just like, wow, like everyone's going to want to forget this year.
Yes.
Two real quick things. One of my only regrets now is back at PAX East there was a Mixer booth, and now I really wish we got like a photo of all of us in front of that booth.
Yeah, well, how were we supposed to see this coming?
I know, I did see that coming. Also, right before I check my food, I just want to let you know that I've been watching your entire stream while working out in my underwear, so you're doing a great stream so far, so good job. I'll be right back. Jack can verify this.
That is not the demographic. I don't want to think about that. I don't want to think about Side Pocket in his underwear. No. 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 I'm pretty sure this is going to get clipped. And Commander has a breakdown. Okay.
Before I canceled out of the call, I guess while he's having brain damage, I may have missed this part of your stream, but do you actually have confirmation that the protocols that you helped work on are being moved over to Facebook Gaming, or is that just speculation based on
I said the opposite. I'm pretty sure Facebook is going to kill it. I don't even... So I'm pretty sure Mixer was moved to the Azure platform. It was on a different cloud before the acquisition. It was IBM's, actually, if I remember correctly. Yeah. And I know it was moved, but from what I know of Facebook's internal network, there are certain aspects of FTL that are going to have a fit, because FTL, the biggest problem is that FTL has some weird dependencies on IPv4, because WebRTC embeds the IP address in the stream. So they would have to do a fair bit of work to get it to work on V6. I had meant to fix it, but Beam's network at the time was entirely IPv4 based. So I couldn't even test it. So Facebook has an entirely internal IPv6 network. So I will be very surprised. I'd be surprised if Microsoft fixed it internally or if Facebook does the effort. I'm pretty sure FTL dies with Mixer.
Yeah, I actually, if I remember correctly, I think Facebook is one of the few major sites that you can contact that has like an IPv6 URL, and you can actually go directly through there on the network. In the same way, they're one of the few that has an onion.
So,
although,
as much
again,
as I love
the idea of having an onion using on Facebook is hilarious. But so that's all I really wanted to say on here. Thank you for your work on this, and thank you for getting up and streaming on here.
Yeah.
I'm going to go away. Squirtle is on Discord. He was wondering, I don't know how you add him, but he's wondering if you have him added, if he can call you, because he wants a few words to say about this.
Yeah, I can add Mr. Squirtle.
Okay. I'm gonna close the chat right now, but this has been Side Pocket, and keep doing God's work, and Commander. We love watching.
Before you go, I need Squirtle's username on Discord.
I'm going to dox him here. SQRTL. He's like a bad sequel spinoff.
Oh, I do have him. Okay, hold on. All right. Bye, Side Pocket. Let me add Squirtle.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Catch you later. Bye-bye.
Actually wonder. Yep, I'm going to end this.
Okay. Man, there are so many people who would pay for the ability to just disconnect Side Pocket. He's probably glaring at me, but I already disconnected him. So let me get Squirtle on call. Let's see what he has to say. Okay. All right, Squirtle. All right.
I am the Hithers.
Well, we were talking about Twitch Plays Pokemon earlier, so it's proper that we have a starter here.
Yeah, not that far fetched. I played a lot of Twitch Plays Pokemon during my freshman year in college when it was airing. It was good fun.
I only need one command to command you. Up. That's the quote I remember the
Down.
most.
Up, down, left, right, A, B, start.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
It was a different era back then. You know.
It was a very interesting era back then. I didn't know what the hell I wanted to do. I saw commands being put on chat that were being plugged in properly, and now I figured out that one of my greatest friends worked on something so revolutionary right under my nose, and it's just really cool to learn more about it.
You didn't know I did FTL?
I know you. No, the extent I knew was that you worked with Beam, and that you worked on. Well, yes, I know. I knew you worked on FTL, but I didn't really dive deeper into it.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if we ever publicly documented why FTL was created. I think a lot of that was that FTL was still in late alpha, early beta when Microsoft grabbed us, and the interactive gaming thing kind of fell to the side when that happened.
All right. Okay, now I'm starting to follow that pattern. The only thing I was looking into was.
Hold on, Squirtle. I actually Side Pocket dropped a message in chat asking, have I been contacted by any current Mixer streamers, employees, or news people about this? So to answer this, I actually reached out to a few older Mixer streamers, but like I said earlier, just to catch up, help them off, that sort of thing. I haven't talked with any current Mixer employers, but I have talked with a few from the early days of Beam. In fact, there's an entire Twitter conversation. If you go down my thread where I talk about, let me drop the Twitter. Let's drop the Twitter. Talk about this. I haven't talked with any current staff at Mixer, so all these views are my own. As far as news people, as based off a conversation, someone at Ars Technica wanted me to contact them, but nothing has come of that as of this time. So, because I was making some comments about the history of FTL, and they posted a message publicly asking me to send them an email, which I did, but I haven't heard anything back. Because I do feel like the story of FTL should be documented. You know, I never got a lot of credit for it. My name's in the copying file, but that's about it. So, and I never really wanted credit for it because the work speaks for itself. But it would be nice that if FTL is going to die, its story at least gets remembered. Sorry to cut you off, Squirtle.
Oh no, that's perfectly fine. It's a nice conversation to have, and I'm glad to hear your point of view, because this is something decently revolutionary. The low latency on Mixer was something well noticed by a lot of consumers and people that I've spoken to, and even the feedback I've seen from different content creators online talking about this. I actually was live tweeting this entire stream, hitting up a few Mixer streamers that I know myself, and seeing if it goes anywhere. It doesn't really matter much, but it would definitely be interesting to see and recognize a bit more of the technical side, because, yeah, I agree with you. The story of this needs to be told. Yeah. Matt, what have you?
Beam's entire infrastructure was built about having low latency. As far as I know, that work basically went into what Microsoft built on top of, but they never really went further. Although, to be honest, there wasn't a lot of low-hanging fruit when we left. There was a stupid amount of C code and Go code to make it all run low latency. Even the transcoding only added about 1 second of latency with the way it was designed. And that, for anyone who knows anything about video encoding, should know how stupidly low that number is. So.
Sounds a lot like Elgato's promises.
Yeah. The problem is that I have trouble watching streams on Twitch because I get unfortunate PTSD flashbacks of trying to debug latency. And it's especially bad when I watch Side Pocket, because Side Pocket lags by a good minute at times. And you don't know the existential pain this causes me. Because my entire life was getting low latency, and then I have to use Twitch.
Okay, that would put a pit right in my stomach, and it hurts.
I mean, even as speaking as the streamer, I can see the Side Pocket. I wish I could disagree with Side Pocket lags in real life, but for the person that made the joke, oh wait, that was Side Pocket who made the joke. I just realized that. There is additional latency because we use Restream. I don't want to relive the part of my life where I'm sitting at every component with a stopwatch. That was literally what was involved at points. Trying to figure out how much latency Restream adds, but I'm guessing 5 to 10 seconds is the absolute best you'll get. Sorry, I'm having bad flashbacks because there was the, okay, where do I find another 50 milliseconds? Am I within my margin of error? Yeah, that sounds about right. When I had Side Pocket, if we on stream, wow, this is rare. This is a blame Side Pocket moment. For those who know 201, we don't usually blame Side Pocket. We normally blame Jack. But for once, if I put OBS on screen, the drop packet count started skyrocketing when I had Side Pocket on. So that's why the latency went up. So, yeah.
Definitely, this is a blame Side Pocket moment.
Yeah, no, we actually get to blame Side Pocket for something. Jack is off the hook.
Well, most of 221B usually blames Jack. I tend to blame Side Pocket because I keep on getting people who know him and they call me a mini-me to him. Like, what?
Yeah, but blaming Jack is funnier.
That is true. That is very true.
That's why it's a meme.
Yeah, so is mini-me.
Yeah, well, the thing is that Side Pocket's been banned off more social media platforms than we can count.
Okay. We were just blaming Side Pocket, but you threw him under that bus.
I went there.
You did. On stream.
There is no regret.
While he was working out. In his underwear. Bruh. Bruh.
Oh, there's going to be a lot of bad NCOMMANDER clips. The fact of the matter is that I know Side Pocket and Cell are working on the NCOMMANDER breakdowns video, where I just go on stream. And he's told me, so for those who haven't tuned into the earlier NCOMMANDER streams, we hit the first 201 funding goal was hit on my stream, and Side Pocket volunteered me, and that's my story, I'm sticking with it, volunteered me to do something I'm going to hate at one of our next face-to-face meetings. The message I get today on Keybase is, I have this great idea for what you're going to be doing, I'm just not sure it's legal. I've never felt so much existential dread in my life when I read that.
Ooh, the evil is coming out already.
No, hold on.
I'd like to be a witness to this.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you're going to see manly tears on camera. It's like me having to play, having to use... the only person who does breakdowns better than I do is Neo. I really I really want to get him on stream, because watching Neo break down is funny.
Ooh. That is playing with fire. And I'm not talking about campfire, where you just burn your arm slightly. I'm talking propane torch you use to do a nice job on the plumbing.
Chat? Side Pocket. Last hint: if Side Pockets is chosen, involves dominatrix and coding. Oh
no! Side Pocket, what are you trying to do? You're trying to put this man in handcuffs while he codes and gets flogged?
So where I'll just be working at Canonical again.
Yeah.
I'm just throwing everyone under the bus tonight.
Huh?
I'm just throwing everyone under the bus.
Mm.
You can see. I'm pretty sure it'll be okay. It'll be fine. At least if anything bad happens, my death will be on stream. That means that those will get, that is my solace here. If Side Pocket manages to kill me, at least it'll be well documented. And I'm always I'm a big supporter that if you're going to do something, it should be well documented and you should do it right. And my death is no exception to this.
You're right.
Latex, but with more canonical, but with more latex and boobies. Well, at least we're going to be continuing the trend of being banned off more social media platforms.
I'll grab the peanut butter.
No, that is the wrong thing to say in this conversation. And context.
Why do you think I said it? I said it with a purpose.
My friends hate me. My friends hate me.
No, we love you.
Not from where I'm sitting.
No, it just feels that way because of the dark fantasies you're having with whatever Side Pocket is potentially planning. But the best part is, it's like chess, but backwards. Usually the threat is worse than the execution. But this way, no, the execution is going to be worse than the threat because you won't see it coming.
I keep telling myself it's for a good cause, it's for a good cause, it's for a good cause.
That's a good
Folks, we are still raising money. We've hit our funding goal, but if you want to see us suffer more, scroll down on the Twitch page, or I can drop a link in chat. But if you want to feel better, August. No, this is like ripping a Band-Aid off. Let's just get it over with. Because at least in July, the COVID risk is going to probably be lower. So, before
a second wave.
Yeah, well, I don't normally talk about COVID on stream because we're all trying to ignore that particular thing in the elephant in the corner. But yeah, if there isn't I'm not sure if I want to say if the first wave, if there's going to be a second wave, or if the first wave just gets worse again. But yeah. Oh, Side Pocket gets tortured in August. Yeah. Well, at least the torture. No, I'm not going to finish that sentence because it could be used against me in a court of law. Okay, you know what? I know exactly. I know exactly. So I think I'm kind of out of material at this point. So we are going to play FTL because this is, for me, FTL is how it started, and FTL is how we're going to end it. If I can fix this.
That's a good segue.
Yep. So, for anyone who knows the game, I'm willing to take recommendations for what ship to run. But I think the very first run, I might even manage a win on camera. I never managed a win at Mixer. But I'm feeling lucky, which probably means this is going to end badly. So for those who've never played FTL, you are basically in a pile of junk ship. Your goal is to reach the exit beacon. You have to get across 8 sectors, and then the last sector I'll explain if we get there. We will probably die horribly. You know what? Let's take this a step further. We are going to... No, I don't want to dismiss the crew. You can rename the crew. So, you know what? We can kill ourselves off in real time. So there's me, and since I've got Squirtle on chat, and then we'll add Side Pocket, and we'll add more people. If you're in chat and you want cam freeze, Well, at least I got frozen in a good position. There we go. I appear to be moving again. So if you're in chat and you want to be on the crew of Likely to Die, make yourself known. All right, let's hit the first
You'll
sector.
look like a football player.
Let's see here. It's a rebel ship. Okay, so the nice thing about the Kestrel is that its weapons are actually good enough to go to the end of the game. Satan, you will be the next crew member I get, or at the start of the next run, whichever comes first. Oh, of course you hit the flippin' med bay. Yeah, I'm not gonna repair that now. Because right now these systems are staffed, which means that they get bonuses. Let's see here. Okay, his weapons are gone. It's just a matter of waiting for this fight to finish. I don't have that many missiles. So basically you have to shoot for each shield level and then you can damage systems. Missiles go through shields, but they use ammunition. I know I'm not really explaining the game. If people are actually interested, I can go into more detail. Okay. Wow, tonight is the technical... Hold on, I need to pause. Tonight is the... I'm having technical problems tonight.
In the meantime, I can read things you can say in response to literally anything
Yeah, no,
when you have nothing else to say.
Frozen. Hold on. Let me just reset the viewing stream. No, that is not what I wanted. Yeah, so I have some problems with my webcam. I have to... Let's see here. I had this all working, and then, of course, it decides to go full stupid. Okay, well, you know, that's actually working. Alright, let's go back to the game. So, this guy's trying to run away, so let's target his piloting. And if he starts making progress, I'll hit him with a missile. But as long as his piloting or his engines are dead, he can't jump. Nice. Alright, so let's get the med bay repaired. And we get a little bit of scrap, a missile, and a drone part. Drones are really remarkably useless in this game. There's only 2 drones worth really using, and that's defense drone and the shield drone. And the shield drone is kind of special in not a good way. It's worth using, but it's not worth getting the system. Oh, they're doing a runner. Missile. Oh, I'm being boarded. Oh, no, he's going for the air. I had to figure out which guy I wanted to pull off. Squirtle, you're going to kill this guy, I'm hoping. Trico. Oh, man. So what happened was his shot actually... Squirtle, I think you might die. So let's get you to a med bay.
I'm definitely dying.
Yeah, I'm on the med bay. You guys head back to stations. Okay. So enemy FTL is delayed. We've got weapons. Okay, we've got this. We've got this, bro. Okay. So, alright. So, Side Pocket took a little damage because I sent Side Pocket in to help. But... Okay. Yeah, like, if we successfully actually get a win in this game, because this game is notoriously difficult, it would be like... I don't know, we could do a marathon if next time we hit a funding goal, if people are interested in it. But... I had nothing else to talk about tonight. I think I've said everything about the Mixer story, so I'm going to do a couple runs or until I win, and then whenever I drop, I drop. No, we're going to be here. We're going to attack the pirates. Oh, that is ugly. So that's a heavy laser. That does a lot of damage if it gets through my shields, but these 2 weapons shouldn't sync up. Yeah, that's not a miss. Yes. Okay. We're good. We are good folks. Let's see here. I still don't have enough missiles that I can use them kind of indiscriminately, so... The Burst Laser 2, though, is one of the best, if not the best weapon in the game. And this ship starts with one. This is the Kestrel A, which is the default one. It's the only one that starts unlocked. Ooh. You know what? I'm going to take those 4 missiles, because missiles can be hard to come by. And that's actually a really good deal. So, you know what? If you bribe me hard enough, I will spare your lives. Oh, and this is a sun beacon. And I'm getting hacked. They hacked my engines. And this is full Hollywood hacking.
What? Stop hacking. I'm getting shocked. No,
No, you're fine. The system is ionized.
Why am I shooting lightning from my hands or my crotch?
Because you're locked in there. Like if I can't even move you out of that room unless you shoot down the door.
Oh, I'm stuck in the room.
Yeah, you're stuck in a room, and I can't. Oh crap! My oxygen is on fire, and I can't vent it. Side pocket, you're on firefighting duty. I'm flying the ship, or I would do it.
I just imagine Side Pocket doing his workout in overalls now. Thanks.
Well, you know, it's a good thing I don't have him as a rock. Oh, great. I just lost oxygen, and now I'm depending on Side Pocket to give us breathable air.
I have lightning crotch. I can't really talk much.
Well, I'm flying the ship, and we're getting shot up. I'm trying to dodge a solar flare.
Listen, you're flying the ship. You're flying the ship. My crotch is a lightning rod. We got our own problems.
Back
okay.
on fire. We just put that fire out.
Wait, we have more. Oh no, we have more fire.
We have more fire. We have fire where the last fire was. And there goes the O2 again.
Rock.
Oh, that's going badly. That is going badly. You know what? No, venting that's a bad idea. Because if I vent that, I won't.
Pokemon Unite bad?
Huh?
How bad? Pokemon Unite bad?
It's pretty bad. Because right now we're losing O2. We'll get the system repaired in time. But I need to jump off this beacon before that happens. Alright. We'll hit that distress beacon, then we'll double back. Where's the exit? There's the exits. Wow, that was really not worth it. I took 4 hull damage for 8 scrap. Some of the decisions in this game can have pretty good payoff, some not so much. So let's get these guys. Let's get healed up.
Lightning crotch duty.
Yeah, no, your crotch is no longer being lightnified. Oh boy.
That's it. I'm gonna write this down and we're gonna put this in a dictionary.
So
or rather, a small pamphlet of 201 definitions. Lightningified.
Okay. So, alright. So the first thing you always want to do, at least with this ship, is get shields 2, which we just got. So, there is a store, but I don't really need anything this early. So, what I really need is crew. Because crew is amazing. And I need more scrap. Oh, of course. It's a repair station.
You going to the garbage planet?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I can't even go to that store without taking a really awkward route, so that's fine.
I see.
Huh. Oh, FU game. So this scout is deploying a virus that takes out my shield, so I lost a full level of shields. Yeah, and oh, really? A missile launcher and a heavy ion. Hacks! Hacks! Okay, you know what? I'm actually going to shoot a missile at that. Oh, wow, I dodged. I have ninja piloting skills.
I'm glad to hear that. I'm gonna throw some malware shuriken real quick. You know what? I'm hacking the mainframe.
Oh, and Matt, see, the thing is though, unlike real life hacking, I can attack my problems with a giant laser and make them go away.
So you're adopting Teddy Roosevelt's philosophy? Walk around and carry a big stick?
No, I'm not doubting his philosophy, but usually you don't have a big enough stick to hit the guys that are hacking you.
I love Side Pocket's comment. U.S. Space Force, the video game.
Wow. This time they decided to hack my sensors. I'm in a nebula sector, and sensors don't work in nebulas. They've never seen Star Trek.
Uh-oh. They are...
The
touching
AI
me.
in this game is not... The AI is not that smart, which is a good thing because this game's already murderously hard. If the AI knew how to play the game properly, it would be unwinnable.
Oh, good lord.
Here, okay. Yeah, see, like, you know, with hacking, you don't get around, you know, with real-life hacking, you don't get to fly around in space with a missile launcher and a burst laser 2 making your problems go away. Now, maybe we should live in that
Jack
world,
says,
but we don't.
Jack says it right. Talk softly and carry a big stick. Then that'll get you out of a sticky wicket.
Oh, that wordplay. No.
I told you, I'm kind of a mini Side Pocket here.
You've gone.
You have him talking about the big plans he has.
That's a halberd beam. That is the second best. That's one of the best weapons in this game, and I already have a burst laser. I might actually be able to beat the goddamn flagship because that is stupid that I got both these. If I get a pre-igniter, you're going to see me do a whole happy dance. Because holy crap, a halberd beam is stupidly good, and to get one as a random drop, that event is rare. The random drop one, or getting a free weapon, and to get an actual halberd beam, wow, holy crap! If I get a flak 1, that is like winning. All right, I'm gonna hit this distress beacon. We can hit all the. I'll hit this nebula sector because nebulas slow down rebel fleet pursuit. So I can hit multiple ones at once.
I'm not gonna lie, seeing this giant warning label with all of those lines makes me think of a no smoking sign.
Which warning label? This one?
No, the one where you're doing the jump. You see the
oh yeah,
I see that
yeah.
Big planet-sized barrier.
That's the rebel fleet chasing me. If they catch up to me, I get forced into a fleet encounter, and it's really bad. We'll probably see one because as I get stronger, there are times where you actually will run into the fleet intentionally. But if I have a fleet encounter, nothing good will happen. It's an advanced FTL technique known as doing a dive, where you try and go to more beacons than you normally would be able to. So we'll hit this distress beacon, and then I might even be able to hit this one, but I don't think so. And here's the exit beacon. Now I'm hoping that the sector map is not hot garbage. I just killed myself. Literally.
Oh. Wait, you're dead? Oh.
Yeah, no, I'm dead. I'm dead in game. Alright.
Commander is
so
gone.
we just lost End Commander. Am I going to have Squirtle or Side Pocket fly the ship? Because I need someone to fly the ship. Alright,
I have Side Pocket because I want to have Lightning Crotch again.
You can get Lightning Crotch if someone hacks the piloting. Oh, that is bad. Okay. So I'm down to 2 crew. Yeah, that hurt. I knew that there was a chance for that event to do that, but I forgot. Okay. It's fine. This is fine.
Wow.
Yeah, I'll intervene. Oh, really? Cloaking? Alright, I need the extra dodge.
You fool, Side Pocket does not have an NJ license. I just imagine space cops pulling up like, let me see your license.
Well, no,
Where's
that's
it
why I
from?
have Squirtle in the driver's seat.
You just... Let me see your space license.
Well, I mean, we had Side Pocket shooting the guns. Oh no, I did put Side Pocket in the pilot's seat, and now I'm trusting him to repair the engine or the piloting system. This is a great idea, folks.
Yeah. Of course, because while you're doing that, someone else is making a Squirtle Crotch CTF.
Yep.
I'm gonna put that on a shirt
Yeah, this is all sorts of bad idea. I'm gonna just missile his cloaking system. There we go. Alright, you two go repair my shields. Hoping I can get an NG at some point. Let's see here. Because NGs are horrible fighters, but they are great repairmen. Okay, so that's my shield system repaired. Oh, that was really stupid that I managed to kill myself. I mean, it's
it was
like
a bit of a 50. It was a bit of a 50-50 on which crew member would die, though.
no, it's more than a 50-50 to get a crew member out of that event. But there is a low chance that you lose another crew. If I had an improved med bay, it wouldn't have been a problem, but I didn't have one. Okay, 2.
Oh wow!
Oh,
You
crap.
You are close to a dead zone.
Well, yeah. Well, I think I'm okay. Oh, flip. This is an ion storm, which means I lose half my ship power. Okay, burst laser time. Target his weapons. God, that is hacks. He's got a drone system on me. Okay, I need to power, please. Hey, I dodged. Side pocket. By being a bad driver, you're helping keeping us alive because no AI can predict your moves. Let's see here. Provided that he's still streaming instead of we'll raid VIs. Yeah. Oh, you know what? I've decided that I'm going to try and be that we've got a good chance to beat the flagship. I probably just jinxed myself, but we are going to play it through. And you know, VI should come raid me. Or raid us. We're actually doing gaming content on HACK-ALT-NCOMMANDER. This is different. Okay, come on. Charge! I command you to charge. Oh, he just shot and misled me. Power to engines. Of course, the engines took. Alright, Squirtle, you're repairing my engines.
Oh.
Don't put it together wrong.
Stop giving Side Pockets reason to call Squirtle crotch. Now it's gonna be a thing.
Yeah, it's going to be a theme. Like we blame Jack for all the problems.
I need to go through some gameplay footage of this just so I can get that one clip of lightning crotch, like Squirtle crotch, right there.
And that's how we got banned up. Oh crap! Okay, we're gonna have a fleet encounter. Frig. Okay, this is gonna suck. All right, we need more engines. Power to the engines. We're literally going to go full Scotty time here. I do want extra weapons. I don't have extra power. You know what? I'm gonna go full stupid here. Because we're going to have a fleet encounter and this is gonna suck. Yeah. So what happens when the fleet catches up to you is you're forced into battle against a very powerful ship. This fucker has a heavy missile launcher, a flak, and a burst laser, and he's aided by an anti-ship battery. The only way I can get out of this is by running. If I defeat him, he drops a single fuel. So I will hit him with a missile, try and get that flak cannon offline, because that will ruin my day if it goes off. Oh yes, I caused a hull breach. Also, my people are dying from lack of oxygen, but you know what? That's fine. You can have O2 if we successfully escape. ABS is locked on. This is gonna hurt.
You know what, Commander? You're actually alive as the ghost of the ship, killing us with oxygen.
Yeah, well, we're currently we have no breathable air. So okay, come on, we can jump. Next sector. Oh, I can go Zoltan controlled or I can go Uncharted Nebula. We're going to go. I hate Nebula sectors. We're going Zoltan. I don't like Zoltan ones either, but this ship, it's not bad. Okay. Let's heal up, and then we need to fix that hull breach. Yeah, that's why you don't play with the fleet if you don't have to, because the fleet will ruin your day. Yeah, you two go fix... I mean, this hull breach doesn't really matter, but it's going to bother me if I don't fix it. So when there's no air, people take HP damage. Those two are horrible. Yeah, I can see Side Pocket being snarky there. So,
Yep.
you know, this is like This is Squirtle, and so the last sector in this game, Sector 8, is called the Last Stand. So this is basically Squirtle and Side Pocket go to the Last Stand after N-Commander's body got ejected into space. Have a good night, Saiyan my ninjas.
Yo, Saiyan my ninja.
Okay. Wow, that is hot garbage. This sector. Okay, let's see what we have to work with. Oh, why did it give me a repair arm? I don't want a repair arm. So what the repair arm does is it automatically fixes up your ship, but you get less scrap. I need to find a store to get rid of it because you can't just unequip it. Oh, that is garbage. That is hot, utter garbage. And I'm almost out of fuel, too. This was going so well. Alright, we're going to go around here. There's usually 2 stores in civilian sectors of the green ones.
Side Pocket, we're missing Jupiter for this to be a nice sandwich.
Well, we do have peanut butter.
Yes, we do. I got peanut butter.
Yeah.
But now Jupiter's complaining we don't got Nutella.
So I will say that having the repair arm may not be bad just because my hull integrity is not good, but it's like the worst possible. It's the worst augment in the game, and it actively hurts you. Oh, I thought you were leaving Saiyan my ninjas. Okay. Yeah, this is what happens when I stream FTL. I get the worst. I swing from, oh my god, I'm doing awesome, to, oh my god, it's going to suck. This was how the very first FTL stream went, so it's fitting, because I believe on the very first FTL stream, I made it to Sector 8, and then the flagship punched my face in. Which is not uncommon in this game. The flagship is the final boss. But it's like, yes, we're inaugurating a new streaming protocol, and I died horribly.
And, yes, came to Twitch.
Well, our viewer count has been going down, so I'm pretty sure I've already scared off most of my audience. But, okay. Yeah, so that was the repair arm. We got some fuel. Store! The Holy Land. We can get rid of the scrap arm. Oh, they have a teleporter. I want a teleporter. Goodbye. Okay, so what do they have? I really can't afford to get anything. That sucks, because I want this and I want this. But I can't have it. Unless I sell something that I don't really want to sell. I don't have the crew to do boarding operations. The defense drone would be really nice. But I don't really need it yet, so we're just going to buy all the fuel, and then we're just going to do some repairs. And I'm not going to repair up to full, because there's a lot of events that give some hull repair, so I'd rather not waste the scrap. So 20 is not a bad place to be, and then we will upgrade the power one more notch. And, okay, we are good to go. That's a lot of distress beacons. That is a lot of distress beacons. Alright, let's go check those out. 'Cause that might mean more crew.
Definitely might need more crew.
You can win with one crew. That is the absolute... It's an automatic loss if you lose all of them. Oh god, it's the same event. Oh! I got an NG, and I got an NG that knows how to fire weapons. So, okay... So, I'm not even commenting on that. So, Saiyan my ninjas, you are our repair monkey and gunner.
Oh, we got people.
Yeah, we actually got people. We're back up to 3. So, oh, and we just hit 100 messages today, so good works. But yeah, this sector is hot garbage. I can't hit that many beacons because the exit beacon is in a really stupid location. But it's fine. This is fine. I'm actually ahead of the curve as far as stuff goes. Wow, this guy can't actually hurt me. I have 2 shields, and all he has is an ion gun. And Squirtle, you leveled up your engine stats. Sidepocket's about to learn how to drive for real. He's going to go from illegally driving to learner permit. Yep. Okay, Sidepocket, you've now got a learner's permit.
Finally! God, this man has been taking forever for that learner's permit.
This sector is hot garbage. IBM data recovery play. Oh, you should see my next pre-recorded NCOMMANDER clip is going to have an entire thing about floppy disks failing and check what to do when scan disk crashes. And I'm not making that shit up. Hey, yes, 124. I will make you our next crew member so you can die horribly on the USS Buttcrack. I forgot to name the ship before we set off.
You are a horrible person. That's the name on the ship of the ship.
No, it's called the Kestrel because I forgot to name the stupid ship.
It's called the Castro?
Kestrel. Kestrel.
Oh, I thought you said Castro.
No, we're not going full revolution here. Not yet, anyway. That happens if the rebellion wins. We're fighting. We're the Federation.
Like the little man on top of the cake, or Lord Farquaad.
Oh, we're being boarded. Okay, Squirtle, go be a hero. Go save Sane my ninjas.
On it.
Yeah, you're on it. Let's see here. No, the Neo ship would be accessibility, damn it.
You're not giving him my fire. I almost said it. You're not giving him Squirtle Crotch. It's mine. I deserved it.
This is going well, folks. This is going so well. Abandon. We throw everyone under the modem bus. Yeah, because no, if Neo controlled the spaceship, it would be the most accessible thing in the world, and he would be like Captain Kirk, hunting out accessibility violations and screwing them. I said it. I said it. I don't regret it.
You threw me under the bus. You threw
I threw Neo under the
bus. Neo. You threw Jack. Although Jack I can't really mention because it's an old nuanced joke.
No, we haven't thrown Jack under the bus because the problem is that the bus has already tried to run over Jack and has failed. Because Jack has done so many things that should have killed him and hasn't. No offense. Am I wrong?
Side Pocket is killing me right now. If you have fire or lightning crotch, we have a cream for that.
Got me too. God damn it. I'm gonna upgrade medbay to 2. Actually, no. No, you know, I'm gonna wait until the next sector to do any upgrading. I'm only gonna be able to do one of these sectors. God. Yeah, I don't want to play with the fleet. It's safer to play with the fleet in a nebulous sector, but I really don't want to play with the fleet if I don't have to. That is what's called a bad touch in this game.
And Commander, if I wanted to talk to an asshole, I would have farted.
Side Pocket, when we get banned off Twitch, it's my fault. I'll own up to that.
Yep.
So
I was looking through some of my things here, and I found a Snark handbook that someone gave me as a birthday present, and the stuff inside it is just amazing. Like, is that your nose, or did a bus park in your face?
this is fine. Well, this is all fine.
I can see the
I literally,
fire.
I wonder if I like sort of feel. Oh God, this drone has a mind control system. Like literally has a mind control system. Right.
It's a parasite for
Who got my
surprise.
side pocket? You're under mind control.
Oh no!
Like he's actually under mind control. I'm sending insane my ninjas to protect the piloting system.
Oh god, we gotta kick Side Pocket's ass.
And apparently Squirtle has just been volunteered to be Vanna White.
What?
See chat.
Oh no! I know about the plans we have for Anime Next. I was getting ready, and then this pandemic hit, and
Yeah. And then the pandemic hit. The punchline to every 2020 joke.
Well, goddamn it! This is Catch 22, not Sum 41.
Okay. All right.
See,
so
I made a joke.
that is the
'Cause-
end of Sector 2. Please tell Side Pocket that being drunk on vodka is not mind control. Even if the rebellion buys it for you. Okay.
But
What is
he's
the
not.
next sector? NG Homeworlds or Civilian Sector? We're going to go Civilian because I want to go around this Nebula Sector. Unless this is an abandoned sector, we're going here. And I may even go here if it's abandoned. Atlantis borders suck, though. Literally, they suck the oxygen out of rooms.
I'm reading up on Vanna White, and I hate this person.
You know what? We've got a lot of scrap, and let's go 1, 2, 3. Okay.
Okay, if I'm Vanna White, then I'm a cunt, because that's anybody who's worked with Pat Sajak.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to get my weapon system upgraded ASAP. Because see now the ships are starting to have 2 shield bubbles. So I'm going to missile your shields. Why is it always the oxygen system? Okay, seeing my ninjas, you're giving us breathable air again because dioxygen is gone.
They always go for the oxygen system.
You're not. The game is not erotic asphyxiation.
You're the only one who brought that up because we don't have a Side Pocket bringing it up.
I'm sorry, we have to bring it up for Sidehawk because I know he's thinking it.
I like how you had to bring his thoughts into this reality.
We live in 2020. There's already plenty wrong with that. How am I making it worse?
Side Pocket just did.
Well, that's what Side Pocket does.
True.
So I can't afford a cloaking system. I really would love a cloaking system. Don't need a clone bay. I could get a mind control system, but mind control.
Again,
mind control in this
it's
game
not
is
mind control if they're drunk on vodka.
well, okay. So it sends little nanites to the enemy ship and gets the guy plastered.
Yep.
But no, I don't want to say that's how it works. You know, wait a minute. That looks like the Debian spiral.
You mean the golden ratio?
Die. That's my only response to that.
Dead.
Go look at the most recent XKCD. Okay.
I thought you were gonna say the recent XQC, and I was about to ask if you watch XQC.
No, because toxicity. I only can take so much toxicity in my life. Oh flip! I forgot to upgrade my weapons system before I jumped to this beacon. Okay, this is fine. We're fine. Missile, miss. Can I get his shields down? Yes. There we go. Okay. Shields are toast. Okay. Oh, Squirtle and Side Pocket have nearly graduated to actual drivers.
Yay! So we went from the little kids.
Yeah,
to
you went
the
to little kids to orders permits to doing
driving on
hot.
their permits,
Oh, and
now we're
look,
full-blown
Side Pocket has lightning crotch.
He stole my light.
He literally stole your thunder, dude.
Yo, Side, why you do this? Why you do this? Stop stealing my thunder, crotch.
And that's how NCOMMANDER died.
Thundercats, ho!
No! No! And no! No, and again, you know, I think I need to emphasize this fact. And no!
Side Pocket's amazing. How many space hookers do you bang it to obtain lightning crotch?
My chat must not be updating because I didn't see that. You know, if lightning comes shooting out, comes out of that out of certain places, you should see a doctor. Just saying. Okay, so burst laser.
Yo, say my ninjas, you don't understand how much banter we go through. This is regular.
Yeah, this is standard 201 operating procedure here.
We get to the business, we have the fun, and then we do the stupid. Like PAX East was legendary.
Yeah, PAX East was fun. I have some great clips from PAX East. Oh, god damn it. Oh, that is unfair. An ion charger with a burst laser 2? That's hacks. Hacks. That being said, Side Pocket's learning how to drive pretty well at this point. He's doing donuts in space to dodge shots.
Oh, so he's doing a barrel roll.
Do a barrel roll.
Press E to shoot.
Do a barrel roll. Do a barrel roll.
Is this what Star Fox was based off of?
No, this game is from 2012. And besides, this game is actually good. Because all the Star Fox games past 64 were all crap.
This is the best Kaspersky Pew Pew.
I don't know what to take about what that means.
You've never heard of Pew Pew maps?
No, I haven't.
Oh god. You need to pull up a Pew Pew map after this.
I don't know what it is, and I'm afraid to ask. Okay. All right. This ship shall know the wrath of NCOMMANDER, even though I'm dead. Oh yes, that ding sound was Side Pocket becoming a full. He is no longer the apprentice. Now he is the master. We are so screwed.
Here, I'll send you something on the Discords if you want to.
I won't look at it on stream. But...
You can show it on stream. It's perfectly kid friendly.
Oh wait, my sensor system's on fire. Hold on, I just realized the ship is on fire. Yeah, no, the ship's on fire.
The ship's on fire.
The ship's really on fire. All right.
Listen, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm a Squirtle.
Yeah. Okay. No. This is what we do when the ship's on fire. We vent it all into space. Literally, we're venting it all into space. Wait until the burning sound goes away.
Side Pocket's really trying to cause you trouble.
Yeah, Side Pocket, he does that.
Live stream in October. Lap dances for NCOMMANDER.
Well, it won't be. It won't be on Twitch.
It will not be on Twitch or YouTube.
But you can check it out on DEFCON 201's OnlyFans.
I can imagine the weird kinds of shit people would pay us to do, just so they can say that a hacker group did this.
So I could buy a hacking system or I could get a scrap recovery arm. Why do I have to make these choices? Do I want to be able to do Hollywood hacking or do I want more money? Screw it. When in doubt, go for the money. When if you got his license that fast, he must have got it in Florida. Yeah, on the back of the ship, there's a license plate that says, you're effed, with the Florida state balls on it. Oh man, this chat is going nowhere good fast.
This is a dinner party idea Side Pocket would endorse.
Jason Scott's OnlyFans. No, I don't want to look that up because there is limits to how much my brain can actually take. And we're getting dangerously close to that point, Side Pocket.
Come on, we already mentioned the lightning crotch. I think Side Pocket, stop this. Stop. This is no bueno.
Let's see here. Yeah, you know what? I think we're going to do I think we're going to do a dive. I think we're going to do a fleet dive here because I can pick up a bunch of extra sectors. Yeah. Okay. This is probably a bad idea.
Yeah, Jason Scott has an OnlyFans.
I don't know. Where's Side Pocket's OnlyFans?
I don't know. I'm just reading this, and it's amazing the kind of shit people do for OnlyFans.
I don't want to know. There are some level.
Yo, we got a thick peach emoji boy. Hashtag winning. Thick uncut.
Oh
Not
shoot!
gonna say
He's
this
gonna jump.
word.
He's gonna jump.
Big cat emoji. Huge bubble ass and a juicy. Yeah, I'm not gonna finish this sentence. All media is a. I need to read more.
No, remember we're on stream and Twitch has a term of service. Just remember that.
No, exactly. Which is why I'm stopping at keywords.
Well,
like
unfortunately, Side Pocket just flew us into an asteroid field.
He's kind of doing that now with me checking Jason Scott's stream. So there you go, Side Pocket. You're now a personification of an ass.
Yeah, well, this is why we should not have let Side Pocket drive. It's just a bad idea.
Let the man drive.
No, letting Side Pocket drive, letting Side Pocket drive this ship is just a bad idea.
Never said it was going to be good.
Yeah, well, sometimes you don't realize something's a bad idea until after you do it.
Well, I did.
The ship starts to power. The rebel fleet is already about to jump on top of me. Unfortunately, the exit beacon on this here is on a nebula, so it means that the fleet encounter is not being sucked. However, the engines are on fire. Squirtle, I'm going to vent that room to space. You should get out of there because I don't want to vent you into space. Yeah.
I don't want to die like you did. Ugh.
Well, I got killed by a crazy man.
Oh, you got killed by... I don't even want to say that. I was going to say something about... You got killed by some jealous husband. I forgot what I was going to say. I lost my train of thought fully.
Did you have one to begin with?
No. I don't.
Alright, burst laser is good. Halberd beam is coming online.
What the hell? Did they really make this? They made Super Saiyan God Goku into a diamond necklace.
Is
diamond chain.
Is Squirtle actually drunk?
Wait, is this mind control drunk or just me being dumb drunk?
I'm gonna plead the fifth on that one. Okay.
The answer is yes.
Alright, we've got a lot of scrap. I think we should put more here. You know what? Shields 3 is not a bad idea. because we're well ahead of the curve, although I kind of want engines 3. But shield, you really need shields 3 unless you're doing a challenge run, so it gives me a better... And Commander is second guessing himself. Yeah, I think we're going to go shields 3 here. And let's go, and now we're going to go play with the fleet. Oh, that was a good call. That's a flak too. That is just unfriendly. Also, we've got borders. Where's the... Okay. We do have borders.
I'm drunk, I'm not swear.
That's I'm going to put stay. I'm going to go back. I'm going to send Side Pocket to help fight up the borders, and I'm putting Stain my ninja in the driver's seat. Okay, we're going to have to vent this room into space.
I love that we have space pirates.
No, they're rebels. Okay, at least they're going after my shield system. Come on, jump engines, jump. Slug homem. Ugh. Ugh. We're going rebel controlled. I don't really like rebel. A lot of the red sectors are kind of iffy, and this one's no exception. Okay. So let's send Say and my ninjas to the med bay. Alright, let's have him start repairing the ship up. Oh, let's not kill him.
So
I have done that by accident. I have accidentally.
Are you talking about this? Talking about the ad lib between Commander and I, or the plot of this game?
This game does have a plot. There's not a lot, but there is a plot.
To be a fake Skyrim?
No, unlike Skyrim, this has actual substance under the Flash.
You know what this reminds me of?
What?
Fucking Terraria.
Yeah, I can see that. I don't even play Terraria, but I can see that. But just remember, Terraria is just two-dimensional Minecraft.
Hmm. Well, you said this was made in 2012?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, that's about the same time.
Oh, that's depressing. I hate having to go through store beacons, especially when you're too poor to buy anything. Take a little bit of hull repair, though. Yeah, wow, this sector... I thought the previous sector was hot garbage. No, this one is hotter garbage. This sector is like... I don't know. Thought is hard. Oh, of course, that's a combat drone too. I am being effed over here, folks, because... Right, why was FTL a good idea again?
I don't know. You were talking about your protocol, then this came up.
Well, I don't know. I'm now wondering if either was a good idea. Well, hold on. When is Side Pocket a good idea?
You're asking the wrong question here.
Okay. It's another ship destroyed. Yay! Alright. More power for the power gods. Alright, I'm thinking we're going to have to go around like this and try and hit as many sectors as we can. We are okay on health. We're not exactly stellar. Let's see here. Sure. So there's a quest beacon over there, but this quest is kind of lame. It's like... I don't know.
I'm looking at this risky pew pew map.
Oh, I've got intruders on board. Got intruders on board. I'm about to be hacked, and this stupid ship has 3 shield bubbles. Oh, and of course they hacked the piloting. Right, so Side Pocket has lightning crotch again. Oh, and they have a... Wow, this is blatantly unfair.
As per usual. Stop stealing my thunder, Side Pocket.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's my job to deal with space hookers.
Oh, great. And my O2 system dies. You need to go into the med bay. And... okay. Yeah, I'm going to take a lot of damage here. And we get hacked. Oh, this is going to end badly. Yeah, I'm taking a lot of damage here. My FTL is charging very slowly.
Can't stop obsessing over your crotch.
Yeah, okay, I gotta jump out of here as soon as I can. Nope. No, I'm not going to get to jump out here because, of course, you hacked my engines. Yeah, we are getting out here ASAP.
As per usual.
Crap.
Alright, Commander, I'm actually being
Go sign off.
Shoot off to get off because I'm making a lot of noise.
All right.
And family's trying to sleep.
Catch you later.
Alright, I'm
man.
gonna head off. Yeah, I'm going, man.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Man, this run was going so well until they all died. Oh man, this is an ion. This is an ion sector. At least this ship is less blatantly broken. Oh, but never mind. Ion intruder. But this might work in my favor. Depends on where the ion pulse. Yes! Yes! It hit his shield system. Nope, I'm not gonna take that surrender. Okay. Alright, so we got the hull plate. We're getting ionized pretty badly, but we're otherwise okay. And ion damage doesn't do any permanent harm to the ship. You know, it's like being in the bathed by the 5G rays. I have no scroll here to work off of, so I've got to be entertaining in of myself. That's easier said than done. If we loop around like this, we should be able to stay in front of the fleet because we're really not in good shape. Yeah, I think we're going to wrap it up soon. Our messages stopped going through on Twitch. Did the stream go down on Twitch? Because I'm suddenly seeing a lot of X's on the Twitch thing. So, maybe we'll wrap it up here. Okay, you can see me. Okay. Wow, that's another blatantly unfair ship. And we're getting boarded again. You know, I'm okay with calling tonight early, so... Okay. Folks, do you want to see more FTL, or... We'll finish this run out, and then we'll call it. Okay, I gotta bail you out. You need to get out here. You need to get out here. You guys head to the med deck. And then the very next thing I gotta do is I have to upgrade the door system on this ship. So what I'm doing is I'm driving these guys forward by venting parts of the ship to space. going? They're going to the med deck. They're going to sensors. That is not where I need them. Okay. That's fine. This is fine. You're heading to door control. That's fine. Oh god, my brain is lush. Yes! Okay. Alright, that is progress. That is Progress City. Alright, so we can do stuff. Let's upgrade the doors, the piloting, and the piloting system. And let's continue. There is a distress beacon. That's in the wrong direction. I really don't want a fleet encounter here. Ah, screw it. We're going for broke. Going broke. Yeah, and this was a complete bust. At least it's another ship I can fight. So, you know what? I'll take the good or the bad on this one. Oh, that started a fire. Fire bad. Fire bad. Mike no like fire. And because I screwed up with the timing of the weapons. How do I want to do this? That's good. Okay. There we go. That's much more reasonable. So let's see. Burst laser. Nope, I'm not going to take that surrender. If you were actually giving me something worthwhile, I'd spare your lives, but no. You've done damage to my ship. The only right way to repay that is to die horribly. Okay. Alright, and then we'll race to the exit beacon. And the next sector is a green one. No, we're not doing that. Oh, whoa, holy crap. I am accidentally killing my crew. To the med deck with you. To the med bay with you. Okay, so this is getting better. Okay, you guys are heading there. That's good. Oh, that is not good. What happened is I have almost no oxygen and my O2 system is offline. Actually, it's broken. Come on, you can fix it. You can fix it before you die, saying my ninjas. No, you can't. Oh, because I sent the human and not the NG. Oh, crud, I just killed Squirtle. Oh, this is bad. This is going badly. This is going very badly. This game is really hard to play on stream because you have to be basically cognizant of everything going on at once. Okay, I might still be able to save this. So let's get you guys both the med deck, right? If I can upgrade the med bay to level 2, I can save this. But that was a major screw up. I accidentally killed Squirtle and I still didn't get my air back. Okay, I need these guys to die because I need to upgrade this to a level 2 med bay. Okay. Actually, if I just upgrade the O2, I still have a broken O2 system. Okay. The problem is that when there's no air in the ship, a level 1 medbay can't heal faster than they're dying. So, okay, they're at full health. Let's have Side Pocket and Sane My Ninjas try and repair our O2 system before it's too late. They just have to get 1 bar. They got it. Now they need to get back to the med bay before it's too late. Wow, they actually did it. I actually saved that one. I thought that was a game over. I legitimately thought that was game over right there. I have lost far too many runs because I forget to upgrade the O2 and a lucky hit takes it out. Unfortunately, I lost my engine man, which is really unfortunate. I am going to have to hire crew at the next store. I'll put Sand My Ninjas in the engine room. But, we're kind of flying on a hope and a prayer. Let's see here. Okay. Yeah, I lost a full 5% evasion because of that. Alright. Let's make our way to the exit beacon. Let's see here. Yes! Okay, I just got another crewmate. That being said, I'm not sure this is a good thing. I think I might still be screwed. Let's see, I'm just thinking here. How do I want to do this? Put you guys in there. Yeah, we're good. We're good. Basically, I'm venting them. Hopefully they won't go into my piloting room. Alright. And then we can do this. I need another weapon because I'm having trouble with high-level shields. But we're okay. This is all okay. Everything is good. Nothing to see here. Okay. That worked. Okay, and you know what? I have an extra crewmate, so who do I name it after? Does anyone want a crewmate so I can kill them off horribly? Offer remains open. Send all messages to chat. Blah, blah, blah. Oh, good. I can actually get this quest beacon. Probably not anything useful, but you never know. Oh, I just got boarded. That's fine. I had the blue option, which is always nice, but it's not always a guarantee. Fortunately, I can do that. Okay. And death by asphyxiation. Okay, everyone back to their places and off to the next beacon. Why did you hack my O2? Normally, it's not a big deal if the O2 system gets hacked. But it is here because... this game just hates me. Okay, his hacking system's been destroyed. I can return all to stations. Why are these things happening to me? None of these things are good. Okay. Another ship down. And more stuff I can't use. Because I don't have a drone repair system. Okay, God, I am basically nearly dead. And I've got to save as much scrap as I can for repairs. It's not going to be an easy win if I pull one out. Next sector. Zoltan homeworlds or Zoltan controlled? Huh. I heard you like Zoltan, so I put Zoltans in your Zoltans. Alright. Wow, hot garbage intensifies. Let's go for this stress. I need to find a store because I am, like, barely about to die. Let's see here. It's fine. Store. Yes. And we are not going to be greedy. We are just going to go to the store and we're going to heal up. A flak. Flak cannon. Holy... Yes, please. Thank you, sir. May I have another? Yes. 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 Oh, happiness is a flat cannon. And full repairs. Now, all we gotta do is upgrade the weapon system a bit more. The flat cannon is probably one of the best weapons in the game, and I got the 3 best weapons in the game right here. Holy RNG. Alright, what can we sell? They do have a second scrap recovery arm, but we're in Sector 5, which makes it a little bit more dodgy to buy at this point. Is there anything else you have? I don't want a hull missile. Ooh, a mantis with engines. Yeah, you know what? That's worth it. Because I can move you to shields. You almost never want to buy crew, but this is an exception. Because we've lost so many on this run. Because that'll give me a 10% bonus to my evasion if he's manning it. Yep, that went up to 40. Yeah, that was totally worth the scrap for that. Because that's the same as 2 engine bars. Okay, so those nebulous sectors were a complete and total bust. We'll go here and around and make our way to the exit beacon. We're more than halfway there, and Sector 8 is short if we don't die. You know, it's like you were doing well until they died. Holy crap, that is a lot of borders. Saying my ninjas, you are getting... Yeah, you know, I'm just going to space them. Because I'm thinking that's the best idea, because holy cow, that's a lot of borders. Yeah, because look how fast my weapon system's getting damaged. I'm really hoping... Yeah, okay, they got out of there. Yep, now they're going to try and go in the med bay. But holy cow, they are doing a lot of damage to my ship. No hull damage. Because it requires a full... You know, we stay here. Here come these guys. And then they'll die. And then we can just repair the ship. That is a lot of dudes. I don't think I've ever seen that many on an intruder event. Usually it's like 4. Okay, so now we can just fully fix up the ship, and then we can go on to the next beacon. After we heal up. Oh, it's never a boring day in space. Space? Why is it boring? Yeah, so I think most people have more or less shut down for the night, Side Pocket. I'm going to finish this out because I want to, but I think we can officially call it done. I'm just doing this for my own enjoyment. And for anyone who's still on the stream that's watching. Okay. Ooh, the peace envoy. Let's hear him out. This could be amazing, because this could give me a Zoltan shield. And that is the single best augment in the game. Even if I get the other option, which is, if I remember correctly, is getting a getting Envoy, that it's still not bad. Why are they? Why? I'm having serious border problems today. Let's get these guys. Alright, flat cannon, fire. Fire. Oh, they managed to damage my ship. It's fine, it's fine, this is fine. This is all fine. Everything is good. Nothing to see here, folks. And they're going to damage my door system. God damn it. Two Mantis borders are really hard to deal with. Problem is with the door system damage, I can't repressurize the ship. I don't think that's a fatal, but it's annoying. There we go. You two head to the door system and try not to die fixing it. Okay, alright, we got fixed one level, we can repressurize. Okay, this is all going good. Everything is good. Everything is happy. Oh, you know, it helps if I have O2 turned on. Fix my sensor system. Heal up. And we're off to the next... And then I'm really hoping we get a Zoltan shield. So if we get a Zoltan shield, it basically means we have won. Like, I'm not even kidding. The Zoltan shield is that powerful. Okay, let's go check out the systems. Even if we get Envoy, it's still not bad. Yeah, I'm just going to go for the quest beacon. I've only gone this a few times. Attempt to hail them. Let's see here. Perhaps a reconciliation. True progress. Yes! That's the Zoltan shield. So the Zoltan shield, what it does, it's essentially 5 extra hit points per battle. And it also protects you from borders and hacking while it's still up and running. Oh, that is amazing. There's a reason why it's considered one of the best augments in the game. I don't even think I need to go to the store. I think all I need to do at this point is upgrade some systems. 1, 2, 3. Okay, I'm going to have to take this all the way to the next level. Yeah, we still got to do a lot more system upgrading, but that's all we need. We've got perfect loadout. We've got one of the best augments. Yeah, this is good. Wow. I might actually get that win. That would be so fitting that the first time I ever win on this game on stream is on the stream that we talk about the end of FTL. I should have bought fuel. 2 small bombs and a burst laser 3? Yeah, F you, game. Holy crap, that is just cruel. Fortunately, Zoltan shield protects me. I'm gonna hit that. I'm gonna prevent him from boarding me. Nope, not gonna accept surrender. Yeah, he's dead. Yeah, this run's a little bit OP. And by a little, I mean like, yes, a lot. Holy cow. Halberd beam is better for bursting through that. No, I want flak in the missile launcher. Wow, that is a ridiculously OP ship. Wow, he dodged all that? Okay. You go fix O2. Hit him with a missile. Okay, that makes life a little easier. His drone control of a missile. This is fine. Everything is fine. Okay. Okay, we will raid VI stream. I'm probably going for at least another half an hour, if not a full hour. I mean, do you want me to pull the plug on the stream now? That's basically what it boils down to. I'd like to see this out through the end. I'll repair 10 damage. That was a welcome event. And I will sell missiles. Because that should. Yay. Halbert beam. Alright, we're gonna look for another result. Saying my night. Have a great night. I hope you have and I'll see you hopefully next week. I'm gonna play this run out and then we'll go raid VI. Raid Vi. Oh, I got another Mantis. Now I need a crew teleporter. Actually I do. Because 2 Mantises are an amazing boarding crew. But we are close to the last stand, folks. If we can beat this, this will be a highlight. That is cruel. That is an incredibly cruel AI ship to run into. Wait for everything to charge, because I'm going to have to hit him with everything I got all at once to get through all that. I'm going to hit there. I'm going to hit there. Okay, his shields are toast. And his drone controls toast. Nice. And destroy. Okay. More engines. 5 engines is about the minimum you need for the flagship. So everything we're doing from this point forward is all for fighting the flagship. It's not worth going to that store beacon. I don't have scrap, and really, my armament's perfect. I would love a drone control or a cloaking, but I'll take what I don't need them. Burst laser 3 and a flak 2. Oh no, that's flak 1. That's not great. It's not horrible, but it's not great. But that'll destroy his Zoltan shield. And one of my Mantises got mine. That's fine. This is fine. Everything is okay. There we go. Now our ship destroyed. God, you know what would be amazing is a weapon pre-igniter. Folks, I'm sorry that I haven't described the game all that well. Any questions, feel free to ask in chat. Wow, that is a well-armed AI ship. Laser charger, small beam, heavy laser, and an ion stunner. That is about as mean as it comes. You know what? Because I'm sick of getting boarded. Too late. You and you get in there. NG, get out. Okay. Shoot, I lost a crewmate. God, I am not firing on all cylinders. You get out. You get in. You out. You in. The problem is the way the combat in this game works is a little bit strange if you're not used to it, and get out. I can't get him to the heal bay without him getting damaged. Okay, that should kill. He should be able to win. Okay. God, I've lost a lot of crew this mission. I really have lost a lot. I think I've lost 4 crewmates. Fortunately, this guy is an engine guy. He's not as good as the one that just died, but he's better than nothing. Yeah, so currently Team Side Pocket and Save My Ninjas has been more or less going the whole run. What do we have in the... I could sell the scrap recovery arm if they've got cloaking, because cloaking is about the one system that would be amazing to have. They have cloaking. They even have another flak one. Let's dump the scrap recovery arm. And let's buy cloaking. We have a cloaking device. Folks, you've seen it here. We have cloaking. We can become all invisible and all sneaky in your houses. Oh, and this is a pulsar sector. We're okay. All good. Flak. Now I'm gonna wait for everything to charge up. We've got his ult and shield. We will become invisible, we're just not doing it just yet. When I need to dodge something, I'll become invisible. Oh, and I'm being boarded, I just realized. Really not having much luck with the borders. Oh, and my door system just got screwed over. Shoot. Yeah, you know, I'm going to accept that for the 5 fuel. That is actually worth it. It's not an amazing amount of scrap, but I will take the 5 fuel. And getting off the ion sector is nice. Oh, and I got more scrap from the Great Eye. That's a risky event, but the bad outcomes are not super common. Cloaking 2, weapons, shields. I do want shields 4, but upgrading everything else. That's everything else I need. Because now we... Cloaking 2 is really important. Cloaking 3 is nice, but it's not necessary. Alright, yeah, unfortunately... Well, I could hit these sectors. It's not a great... I'm not having a lot of luck with the sector maps. I got a firebomb. That That actually might be useful. We can actually hit all these sectors before the fleet comes around, so I think we're going to do that. Although it's a risk. Because it means we have to double back, and double backing is never good. No, okay, that was a waste of fuel. It's not a critical mistake. Let's continue on to the next sector. Mantis or Slug? I'm actually going to go for the wait a minute, let me think about this. I need the scrap to get Shields 4, so we're going Mantis. I don't... Normally, I almost never want... You never want to go for nebulous sectors if you have the choice. With one exception, if you have a Slug ship, it's tolerable. It's not great. Let's see here. Okay, that works. Blue options are always nice. Let's see here. Alright, so we are going to get our level 4 shields before we hit the last stand. I'm almost certain of that. Krata? I don't know anything about Kratar. Never even heard of it. Okay, you know what? We are going to use our cloaking device. Because I want our weapons to charge up fully before he has a chance. Because we can knock his weapons offline. Okay, flak. First laser. Wow, it didn't... I missed all those shots? That's unfortunate. Let's see here. Oh, I'm about to be screwed over by the game. Yeah, see, this is why I don't like Mantis sectors. Can't wait for all my weapons to full charge. Cloak, because we're about... Okay. Okay. That was good. That was a lot of damage done to their ship. Oh, it's almost dead. Finally, another ship dies. Okay, let's get shield. Let's get. Okay. That was a kind of an intense battle. Okay, close that. Shields. Shields. Even if I can't really power them at the moment. I can power them. Okay. Oh, yay, intruders on board. My favorite event. Just wait for these to die. So straight as real answer not having to run man. Wow, that is weird. Okay, I'm sorry if I was a little slow to respond to chat. I had not heard of it. I can kind of understand that because Microsoft owns Minecraft and God knows I can see something ugly happening, or Microsoft not being willing to license Minecraft for Stadia. Actually, the way Minecraft works for their multiplayer authentication, I can see so many problems with that. Wow, that's a lot of guns. Alright, cloaking device active. I'm probably going to kill more crew unless I'm really careful. Okay. How do I... Yeah, that's going to do it. I'll take that surrender because I need the fuel. Come on. If I can get a win tonight, it would be so amazing. It could go either way with this run. Let's see here. Where do I want to go? We'll go down like this. Where's the exit beacon? Yeah, we're gonna have to go down like this. There's no choice. Wow, this game has really not been super in my favor. Another power bar for the engines. Because you need 3 engines with 2 power on the cloak. Getting that last weapons bar will be important. That was kind of a crud reward. Whatever. We are going to... At least I know I'm going to make it to the last stand. Wow, that is 4 shield bubbles. Okay, you know what? It's good practice for the flagship because the flagship has 4 and a Zoltan shield. And his weapons are kind of garbage. Although he's sending in 2 Manta Eye. Yeah, I want his whole shield room. Yeah, you know, I can completely afford to do that. Oh, I completely screwed that up. Shoot. That's fine. Okay. Flak, heavy laser. And then I need to do as much damage as I possibly can. I do it like this. If I hit his piloting, it's good. He managed to get the shield up just in time. Okay, alright. This is fine. This is fine. Okay, and this is where we win. Alright. This is not good. Oh, I'll take that crew. That's a lot of crew. This might be the most crew I've ever gone in a single run. Considering how many I've killed off, it's probably a good thing. Okay, alright, cool. Now we just need to repair the door room. Do you want to do... I could do Minecraft hacks. I'm not an expert on them, but I know how most of them work, and I know what poor system security looks like. Because, Minecraft is notoriously bad about their hacks. Or how hackable it is, I should say. Okay. Return to stations. Yeah, we're gonna hit these last 2 beacons. I could hit these. Let's see where we are. Oh, I am... Let's see here. yeah, that is worth it for the free reactor upgrade. But it puts me low on scrap, on fuel, so we're going right to the last stand. Do I want to hire anyone? Yeah, I'll take an extra crew. In fact, I'll take someone who has the shields. Because I don't think you do. You don't. Yeah, you don't have a full shield, so I'll move you there. That's worth it. Yeah, we're going to the last stand. We have reached the boss. Oh, I love the music in this sector. Because, you know, this is how the game tells you, oh man, it's on. So, okay, so in the last sector, the game changes. Instead of running for the exit beacon, your mission is search and destroy, and this is the target. The game wins if he gets to the rebel base, the Federation base, and is there for 3 turns. And he's only 3 jumps off. The flagship jumps every other turn. The repair stations are in good locations, although there should be a 3rd one. It might be here, but it's being overrun. So 1, 2, 3, and then I could hit these as I need them. Alright, let's do this. For the Federation! Okay. For Gondor! Wait for everything to charge up. Oh good, our new engine guy, who replaced the last engine guy I accidentally killed, just leveled up. Okay. God, something about this theme, every time I hear it, it sends goosebumps. I am feeling confident on our ability to destroy the flagship. Like, really confident. Let's get that last bar. That gets all our weapons online. Alright, so the flagship's jumping there. We'll intercept it here. I want to get him at the base because of the repair beacons. Oh, that is scary. That's a chain Vulcan. The chain Vulcan can be one of the most powerful weapons in this game. It's a little gimmicky, and if you know how to deal with it, it's not actually that dangerous. But it all depends on the RNG, but it went offline. So the chain Vulcan gets faster the longer it's online, to the point that it can destroy any ship in the game given enough time. Alright. Yeah. Alright, so we'll head to the base. Base is always a no event. And then the flagship jumps there. I don't need repairs. We're going to intercept the flagship at this beacon. Alright, folks, here we go. Oh, actually, there was something I should have done. Okay, flagship always cloaks at the start of this battle. And then, let's see here, he's going to try and... Well, he can't hack me until my Zoltan shield's down. 2, 3. Missiles. We want to cloak 4. Missiles are the most dangerous weapon of the flagship. And we've got to get that system offline. Oh, of course he goes through the air. Now, fortunately, the first round of the flagship is not too bad. Artemis missile. I'll save that if he gets that back online. Wow, that was a complete mess. Fine. It's complete fine. This is fine. I need you to get on the cloaking system and repair it. Oh man, they might actually... He's going to try death by asphyxiation. I gotta get his hacking system offline. Missile to the hacking. Whoa, that only damaged it. That is unfortunate. Okay. Flak. Burst laser. Okay, and then Albert beam. It's almost dead. You know what? I'm just going to use a missile and destroy the flagship. Or I should say destroy phase 1 of the flagship, because this is the only ship in the game that doesn't end on one battle. Alright. Alright, so the flagship's jumping to the Federation base. So our job is to continue the assault. So now it gets a little bit more interesting, because now the flagship's got a few other tricks up its sleeve. Yeah, that's good. Oh, frig, I forgot he has a defense drone. Can I hit both of them? Wow, I can hit both of those, but I won't do a lot of damage to the flagship. Yeah, we're going to do that, because I don't want to deal with that. I have to save my cloaking for one of the that. Power surge detected. Wait for it. Wait for it. There it is. The drone attack. Okay. All weapons. Fire at will. Repeat, fire at will. Oh, that's going to be painful. You get over here, help repair the shields. Alright, I'm having trouble keeping this missile launcher offline. How do we do this? Yeah, we do it like this. The problem is that defense drone. Oh. Fraud. Problem is that he's doing a full repair while I am hiding. Okay, we are getting somewhere. He's down to 1 point. Yes! Oh. That's stage 2 complete. Come on, folks. We've got this. Get everyone healed up. Sorry, my brain, I'm just recovering. I really want to beat the flagship. The third stage should be okay with our loadout. The third stage can be kind of tricky for a lot of reasons. Alright, let's see here. Let's get everyone back to stations. Yeah, so the flagship is retreating. We're going to hit these repair beacons. We won't get a second chance to grab them. So, yeah, see, I should have gone for the other one because the sector got overrun. I've got spare power. Let's get one more bar of engines. Just because it's kind of nice. Alright. Head back to the base and wait for the flagship. Alright, last stage. Unfortunately, in this stage, he has a mind control. Come on, we got this. At this point, we just need to get through that as quickly as possible. Yeah, okay. Cloaking. And that's why cloaking is amazing. Because we just dodged a lot of damage. His shield is toast. And the mind control begins. Cloak. Okay, if he actually manages to overrun my weapon system, that's not good. So here, burst laser. I gotta take out the mind control. Wow, this is not going good. This is not going good. Yeah, I'm going. My cloaking system's going to get destroyed. No, you two actually, we're going to defend here. We're going to vent. Oh, that's bad. That is bad. This is bad. This is not good. And we got a power surge coming. I think I gotta try and do as much damage to the flagship as I can. But I really want this weapon guy dead. How can we do this? Almost there. Flak 1. Burst laser 2. Yes! That is victory! That is a victory! Holy cow. I did it. I actually beat FTL on stream. Nice. All right, let's just look at the stats. No, nothing unique about it. It wasn't that high of a score. It's actually fairly low. But that's a victory. Thirty-six ships defeated, 97 beacons. It was a really low scrap game. And 9 crew. Most crew I've ever hired in a single run is 17. Well, folks, it's been FTL on FTL. I hope you all have an amazing night. Catch you all later. This is N-Commander signing off. Hope you all reach your own last stands.